Sure. Well, no. I mean, let them have the in-house fights.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. And I sorry, I went live a second before I think Bemi was aware. So yeah, if you heard something, just it was kind of funny.
Just ignore
Um,
it.
yeah, just ignore it. But thank you for those who are here. I think we have a few people, unless it's just the two of us watching.
No, Volgan is here. He was here.
Rosanna, thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, again, my chat is always a little bit slow for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm uploading at the same time, guys. So sometimes Bebeomega sees something just a minute before I do, or a few seconds. So it's
I
good to see
didn't
you,
see you.
Rosanna. Good to see you, birds, bees, and trees. I have to set up one more thing. I forgot to set it up so I can add your guys' chat. So I'm doing that right now. I think. Oops, wait. I think they like it when I can show their messages on here. At least most of the time. Except for when I forget to take them back down. How many airdrops do you accept? He's asking you.
Expect. Yeah, well, I saw that. I mean, I was thinking like I was waiting for you to finish. But first, hello to everybody from on my side. Welcome to the stream to Vozena, Birds, Bees, and Trees. On the question of Vozena, I made sure that I have at least 6 BCX, but I have a feeling that that's a card that I do want to max out. Uh, it's a beast. I love it, and yeah, I love it.
Oh, I logged into the wrong account. I was like, what? I didn't buy none.
Yeah, you went to the math.
No, I logged into my Gold Steve account.
Oh,
Or I think I was logged into it last time and I forgot. Because on my last stream, I was doing some games on that and talking, at least my last Splinterlands TV stream. So I was doing some on that. Um, let's see, shop gems, because I'm in that airdrop group. I think I'm gonna get around 6 or 7 as well. At 250, I'll have to double check my sheet. I'm thinking about doing a small buy because 78 packs will get us one more guaranteed, right? Because we're on
yeah,
250, I believe.
250. Yeah, this
Yeah.
airdrop is 250.
So I think we're at 39. Is it? Maybe I'm wrong for our group. Let's double check.
Yeah, probably
Nine.
because 10,000 should be 40.
That's what I thought. So I'm thinking about doing a small buy, but I want to talk to my airdrop group, but I need to probably do that tomorrow because we're going to run out of time on this pretty soon, and maybe do just like a small 1 or 200 pack buy if a few other people want to top off to be able to get one more airdrop guaranteed to them because we're a little bit low, and that's one of the things that we usually talk to do, but we haven't do it anymore. Birds, bees, and trees. We're definitely going to be getting into the town hall. Overall, my first impression was it was kind of mellow. Not a lot of big things were dropped, but Bebeomega told me he had some different things. So, what was your first take before we get into it more?
Well, I mean, yeah, in general, my only disappointment was that Matt was not there because that means most likely we don't get him for another month because, as Agi mentioned before, Matt likes to appear on morning shows, and obviously the next one in 2 weeks will be an afternoon one because they're alternating one morning, one afternoon. So, unfortunately, for I think another month, we're not going to hear from Matt. So that was the disappointing part. But aside from that, I did like it. I like the checklist they provided. It's not that it gave me anything new, but I like that they synthesized the information so people can go through with it and get prepared. Like whoever is not paying that much attention, now they have everything in one place, which I think was cool. Also, I did like the general tone of you know the feeling of bullishness, and also the fact that they confirmed or like set in stone, because like the sentiment lately was that we are not going to see a rebellion this year, and Nagi was pretty sure that we will in this town hall. So I think that that was kind of new because people were still speculating when we're going to expect a rebellion. Even I watched stream of After Sound with Darkest Night like last Sunday, like yesterday, where Darkest Night made some untamed purchases because he was thinking like Rebellion is not coming until at least end of Q1 next year. So for him must have been a not so good thing. But yeah, overall, I am already ready for a new set. I don't know about you, but I want things to get a little bit different.
Well, like I'm definitely okay, and shout out to Supreme Victory who just got here with the idea of it coming out this year, because I don't think you can really do a new player thing until it's out, because most people cannot um they can't buy those cards that he did. You know, they're not going to buy those packs, they're not going to buy those cards, they cost too much. My mind is still getting back into Splinterlands, guys. I went on my last vacation of the year with my kids. We went to SeaWorld. We went to the zoo. I pretty much checked out, hardly played any Splinterlands at all. You'll even see on my main account here, if I go over here to battle, I only have 5 chests and I still have 18 energy, which I don't usually have at this time of the day because I usually play down to pretty low at 5 and then recharge it. I did learn this is a little bit towards that bug that we thought we learned about last week from Alex. And I don't think Alex is here yet, but if he sees this because he catches up on the stream, it's not a bug. I can play the game and push this number up to 10. And his thought was that it was cheaper, that that both the points needed to earn a chest was being reset, along with the timer not being reset for how many you earned. But that wasn't true. I talked to a few of the devs in the Mav chat. They confirmed that basically just the way that they made it work is since it costs energy to play, if you're going to use your energy, you'll always get points and you'll always be able to earn more chests. So what this means is I can wait till tomorrow morning when I'll be more awake and rested and I can play my games. I can push this number up to 10 as quick as I can, and then I can claim it, and then I'll start the next day at 0 with that energy now gone, and then use whatever energy I have left to play the game. So that's a feature, not a bug, and there isn't some kind of trick into where you get to earn more chests for the amount of points that you earn.
So it's still the same, like the amount of points required for the chest is the same that you would have if it wasn't the end of the focus, right? It's not getting to the beginning where chests are cheaper, so you'll be getting more chests this way because every chest is getting progressively harder. So after the focus ended, we also presumably 6 chests would cost as it would have cost if you didn't claim, or it would cost as much would cost a first chest on the next day. That was the whole point and idea.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can't tell because you can't see your bar.
Yeah.
But the devs have told me that that's not the way it works. So I'm going to believe them for now. If somebody who digs into the blockchain and doesn't say it's just a gut feeling, because Alex was saying it was just a gut feeling that he was earning the chest faster. And my guess is that when you don't see the bar, it just feels like you earn them faster, as opposed to when you can see the bar.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So well, I don't think it's a bug. They are aware of the way it worked. They quickly answered, so I think that's okay. Now we can get back into the town hall. Let's go ahead and go through the recap a little bit. I think I can use this. I listened to it at work, but I listened to it while working, so maybe I missed a few things. So sorry, guys. I usually listen to it again, but today was really busy. Tomorrow's my kid's first day of school, so we were doing stuff to get ready for that. The Tuesday release was almost nothing, right? There's just changes have been introduced to prevent duplicate battle submissions and some delays before the client will reset the same team actions.
I always lose out on investigator, so I cannot tell you. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, like there was almost nothing that they were doing. I mean, I've seen this happen to me a couple times. Oh, my monitor just went out on me again and came back. So fun little weird things happen on my computer lately when I'm streaming. But it's like I've seen this a few times when I'm playing on my computer. I'll submit my team and it'll give me a little error message up in the corner that says, this battle has already been submitted, but I can still usually play the game and see who wins. So it's almost like they're saying that, like, the battle happened in the past, no matter what, even though, I submitted it and the battle went through just fine. It was just some kind of bug that error would show up. So hopefully we're not going to see that anymore. That's basically the only thing he said they fixed. We got to hear Weird Beard talk. Now, if you were not paying attention, if you didn't read the land white paper and you haven't been doing any preparations, that section was pretty good for you. If not, then you kind of zoned out, which is, I think, why I zoned out. Because me and you, we've been preparing for land, right? We've been planning things for land. We've been getting our DEC. We've been getting our cards. I haven't
More like
really
you.
been working my spreadsheet, but his whole thing was basically talking about a land. I think the one thing he said that I wasn't aware of, but isn't a huge deal, but is kind of, I guess, is the grain that we have now is special grain that can be moved to any zone with no fee.
Yeah,
And then after that, grain has a 12.5% fee to be moved anywhere, which
yeah.
actually, that was the only thing that he went over really when he was talking about land that I thought was interesting, because that does give me more thinking that grain could be worth some money, because some people might want to buy it, and if there's a 12% a 12.5 fee when you're moving it around, that means there'll be a little bit less for sale, or you're going to have to figure out if the buyer or the seller pays that fee. um, it's going to be interesting to see if there's a lot of people looking to buy grain. What are your feelings on that? Do you?
Or you just don't move. You just don't move it from your inventory to your region until you need to, or to your region because they're region based. That will really help me because I was having some initiative where some people were investing in a way that helping me get building in a box and time crystals on all my plots. So I have some grain to distribute. So that's perfect. That I saw a suggestion in math chat. Why don't you make it, guys? You can only select the regions you are in, uh, just to prevent like moving it somewhere by mistake and then having to pay the price. But I'm glad that I hope they're not going with it, and I'm glad that they not plan to for now at least, because yeah, group buys and they mentioned that group buys people need to redistribute the grain, and it's not really fair to charge them fees on that. So yeah, I was a bit worried how I'm going to distribute the grain to the people that I need to send, but now I'm not anymore after that. And as I said, yeah, if you plan to not use all the grain that you have already, maybe it's smart to keep it in your account. I don't know if there is a timeline that you can move it. I'm not, I'm not sure if I heard anything about there is a deadline until when you have to move it. Probably not. But the
Yeah,
thing
I
is,
didn't hear any, so
yeah, but the
I
thing
don't
is,
think that that's an issue.
if you're keeping it in your inventory, then yeah, you can do some deals where you save 12.5% on the transportation cost. So overall, it's a good thing, and I think it's fair because the intention when they were giving those boxes for people to purchase was that yeah, you should be able to transfer those resources, both time crystals and grain. And while it was been the case since the beginning for time crystals, it will be available only in 1.5 for the grain. So I dig it.
Sorry, Aaron showed up with a funny comment. He can't wait for nuts in 2.0 because peanut butter and nut oil, so he can make peanut butter and nut oil so we can start baking some more complex foods like sandwiches.
Sandwiches. Yeah, okay.
So yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah, I have to admit, Aaron, when I hope grain is replaced with some kind of food items that we can make with stuff, because one of the things that we've kind of talked about in land, and this is going off topic, but something I've talked about in the past, and I think you've talked about too, is like, are there going to be grain production penalties on certain types of land? But then when I look at some of the regions, that's really unfair for some of them, because some of them are definitely all hilly and rocky terrain, and so are all deserts. And so, sure, logically, they can't grow grain. But I think too many people are thinking of grain as grain and not thinking of it as food, because in
Yeah.
2.0 or 1.5 or 1.8, they could easily change it to, hey, in the plains you grow grain, in the jungles you grow fruit, in the mountains you grow
Animals.
spices or vines or whatever. I'm not really someone that knows what grows well in each ecosystem.
Hunting animals, for example, like in the
Yeah,
mountains.
but like instead of them saying like my deserts are going to get a penalty on growing grain, I just think my deserts would grow a different type of food that can be grown in the desert if I choose to turn a desert plot into growing, so that there it doesn't have to be some kind of weirdness where I have flowing grains growing in a desert. but but we'll see how that works. And we did have the People's Guild show up along with Aaron, who also is talking about some donuts and cornbreads. So
Hola,
hello to the People's
jungles.
Guild. It's good to see you again. Yes. Um, so they did tell us the things that are problems. So I guess that was good to hear. So the castles and keeps working out taxes, grain, harviness. I guess that means when you try to harvest your grain, how much grain is lost and how much you get, to workers and all of that. They're having issues with. Oh, and we have after sound in the crowd. What's going on to you? Hello.
Hey, hey, after
Um,
some.
yeah, Baby Omega changes his around every time. Bojangles, so I just don't touch mine because otherwise we'd both show up with that same background. And I'm not gonna lie, I was running late today, and besides, I like to act like I'm smart, so I use the one with books and glasses and symbols and candles.
As if
Also,
I don't need to act, man.
I'm the one who's gonna go hard research, so I feel like this works with me. Yeah, yeah. Thanks. I can see with the people coming in that you're stream hopping away, so maybe some of the other ones that finally came to an end. We try not to overlap with them, but we go at 8 o'clock all the time, guys. They start at random times. It's not us. We're always here at 8:05.
Usually it's 8:05, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's not give
yeah.
unrealistic
But
expectations.
those guys go a little late. Hey, what's going on, Virus? Good to see you as well. We got a lot of people checking in, and DeFizz is here as well. Yeah, yep.
Tails
The
as well.
gank. They're all saying they're coming from the gank stream that ended.
Yeah.
So I missed it today. Usually we both try to watch it, but I was telling for those that just got here, tomorrow's the first day of school for my kids, so I was really busy with them. I did listen to the town hall, but I was distracted. So it's fun stuff trying to catch up on everything. Totem fragments are a problem, and I think we've heard from the dev that people were finding too many when they were doing their testing, and so they want to make them more rare. And then using time crystals seem to be a problem. So those are the things that they have to fix. It doesn't seem like a big list, but
For
a
me,
few
that
of
sounds
them,
like everything.
yeah, a few of them worry me because like totem fragments, us finding too many, you would think that would be an easy fix, but if it's not, then it's worrisome because it's like where in the code? Because theoretically, you try to claim it should be the 0.05% chance, right? Or whatever it's supposed to be. And if it's hitting too many times and you can't figure out why, it's just going to be a problem. Um, so it's going to be interesting for that. But you're right, like grain harvesting that not working, that's kind of interesting because I don't know why that wouldn't work. You think that's one of the first things that they should have been having working? And time crystals, I could see how that could be an issue because they probably forgot to check it until later on. It was probably an afterthought, like, oh, time crystals need to lower things, and it's probably just trying to figure out how to properly lower them. And I bet you the problem is, it's not if you come to a piece of land and go clear it with time crystals. It's if I put workers on there for 3 hours and 30 minutes and then come and go, oh, I want to clear the rest of it with time crystals. I bet you that calculation is where they're having some of the issues on that one. But, it's a short list, maybe.
Well, it's a short list, but I mean, it's like taxes are not working. Uh, Harvesting is not working. Finding totems is not working, and using time crystals is not working. And then the question is, when you synthesize those, like, what is working? But again, I don't mind. Like, I know that it's tough, and they don't do it on purpose, and obviously need to take as much time as it needs to take. I know that they're working, they're putting the hours, they're putting actually extra hours. I believe them. So whenever it comes out, it comes out. I mean, who cares? Like, we've waited so long. Who cares? I really don't. I'm not. I'm not upset. I'm not disappointed that we still don't have land. Yeah, it would have been nice if we do, but I mean, who cares? Anyways, I don't think everybody is prepared, and people are postponing until we actually see land. And everybody's like, oh, phew, we have 1 more week that we have to prepare, and that will continue until we actually have it out. And then they were like, oh, damn it, now I have to go and do it. And yeah, I for me it's all the same. They delay it as much as they need to. I just want them to dish out a nice product. That's it.
And a quick shout out, I saw one other person I forgot to say hi to. It's just Paul Taylor. Aaron, sorry you had a mafia boss who forced you to bring in bread to people. That sounds kind of messed up. But yeah, but Jangles is right. Those are some pillars of land 1.5. It's some big pieces that are still not working. I think that does kind of remind some of us something we might forget, because a lot of us look at Splinterlands as this big Web3 company, but they still are a smaller team with a smaller group of devs. And um, it's going to be interesting to see if they can't get this out soon. The fact that we did hear Aggie say in the questioning that Rebellion would be out this year, it's interesting, because that makes me think that he is of the opinion they're going to figure this out and get it out. Because I don't think there's any chance that would come out if Land 1.5 wasn't humming, and even maybe close to Land 1.6. Especially because you're going to have to take away Matt. His whole world will become making those cards, and then
I think they're almost
balancing.
done. I think they're almost done. I
You
don't
think
think
so?
no, yeah, I don't think they need to do them. I think they have like probably like
You,
got it done probably 95%. For them, it has always been clearly. I mean, at least from what I get from everything that I hear, it was the idea of like, okay, we have it there, but when we want to actually put it out.
yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but then today we hear that even C-Rec, who you think would have been planned out for months, they had to do last minute tuning to. So that counters to what you're saying a little bit, because if they didn't even have this card pinned down
Yeah, tuning.
all the way, then how
That's
can they
what
have the next set? They didn't even
that's
have
what
the
I'm
next
saying.
airdrop.
That's what I'm saying. It
So
needs tuning, of course, and you know that the cards will hit MAF server, and then we'll see half of the cards change in one way or another, and that's a normal thing. The tune up will be there, but the thing is, I think like graphics wise, like ability wise, I'm not saying they're 100% done, but I'm thinking they're probably more than 90% done, in my opinion. And I think it was like they decide we want to put it out this date. They will do it. And yeah, the sole for me, the sole fact that Aggie went and said, no, yeah, guys, we cannot wait until next year. When next year, March or April, we need to get it out this year. I think that means it will be out this year. It's not something that I don't think they have roadblocks. It's something they've been doing for quite a while. So I'm sure they know exactly how much they need to get ready a set. So I'm thinking if he says that it will be out by the end of the year, probably around 90% of the cards are done already.
okay. So we have Soulkeep updates. All we really heard here is basically that it's not a priority because land is, and that the basic thing is they need to analyze the code before it's released. But one of the things that we did hear during the questions, this is kind of skipping ahead to that time, but somebody asked if there was an issue with that team. I forget what their name.
Coconut, double
Yeah,
coconut.
the Coconut team, and they said no, that they're still very friendly with that company. That basically, what it sounds like more here is that they made the game. They made it in a code that Splinterland doesn't know. And if Splinterlands is going to put that as a game inside their thing, they need to read that code to make sure there's not going to be some kind of issue with it. And they have to understand it. And one of the problem is they don't have people on their current team that code in that code base. So it's kind of an interesting thing that they decided to do. Here, this is a little messy to me. It was when they said that they know the guy who runs the company and he's friendly. I'd say a little egg on both companies' faces. When you're handing off a project, a game complete from the people who you hired to make it to you, and you find out that you don't have a dev on your team that knows the code that they wrote it in, that can read it and check it for bugs and backdoors, Um, that shouldn't be a surprise. You know, to me, it shouldn't have caused the delay. That should have to me. It's not like they changed the code they were coding this in. So I don't know if behind the scenes they lost someone. I'm gonna say they fumbled on this pretty bad. It's actually made me think about selling all my packs and just stepping away from this game because I don't know when it's coming out. I don't think I have enough packs to do really well. I could just take that money and put it into land. Deck is pretty cheap right now. I know they're pretty low, and I'm losing a ton of money compared to what I bought these for. Um, but I got a lot of SPS out of it. I don't know. What do you think with Soulkeep? Are you where
Yeah,
I'm
I
at?
think I think you got it a little bit wrong, and I'm going to include what was said in the last town square as well. So last town square, it was about the day that they got the code shipped to the company, and or a little before that, because I remember Weird Beer saying like Weird Beer. See, that's a new one, Weird Beer. So Weird Beard was saying that the team is already familiarizing themselves with the code, that they're almost there. The whole thing that was mentioned today is they want somebody that is actually able to troubleshoot that code. It's not like it's not like they're thinking of there will be something malicious in the code, that there will be something that is not supposed to be there. It just, when something happens, they said Double Coconut is not part of Splinterlands. We don't have them on roll call 24/7. We don't want something breaks up 3 o'clock in midnight, uh, or 3 o'clock at night, that we have to call them because we cannot. So we need to have somebody on the team that can actually troubleshoot that. And now, since they don't have the resources to go into anything different than land, they're postponing until they make sure that somebody is aware enough of the code to be able to troubleshoot if something, God forbid, happened. Also, it wasn't just the company is friendly. He said the owner of the company is Matt's childhood friend. And I'm thinking, if Matt has a friend and he trusts him enough to give him, a piece of the company that he's building on, I think, who am I to judge it? In my opinion, I don't say that
Okay.
should be
Okay,
everybody's, but that's my take.
just to counter this, I'm going to bring up Cosmos's comment here. Soulkeep is a mess. I don't see how the Splinterlands team will learn a new programming language on the spot, and they'll have to spend weeks and months to learn the code base. And then
Well,
I'll counter this friend thing with this. I'm going to say that this is an anonymous company. Anonymous sources told me this story, but it's absolutely true. There was a company who is working for another company, making millions of dollars a year, who hired their best friend to handle their finances. They were childhood best friends, and that person just disappeared on them and stole $4 million from them. So
did
money
was
can
the
change people. Even best childhood friends can betray you. And there's a
uh-huh.
lot of assets in our ecosystem. And if their game has a backdoor into it to where they can steal all my cards and your cards and everyone else's, then that could be a big issue. And the fact that they don't know how to read the code, no one in their team, they can't know that it doesn't. And I'm not saying that double coconut is bad. I'm not saying they put that in there. I'm saying they don't have somebody on their team that can just read through it and make sure there isn't something that looks odd. And I don't even know if Soulkeep could have a backdoor into our cards. Okay, I don't know. I'm not a coder of that kind of coding. That's a lot of FUD there, guys. Don't get super scared. But I'm just saying I don't want to give too much credit to just like, hey, he's Matt's friend. I know Matt's a genius. I've heard Matt talk. This double coconut guy, I haven't heard him talk in depth. I don't know his background. His other games don't look that successful. And to tell you the truth, the tower defense game, it looks iffy to me at best. It could be fun to play because of the gambling aspect of it. That's the one thing that I think that people underestimate. Play, roll the dice to win more SPS, roll the dice to win more SPS. Oh, I died. Damn it. Start over and try again. oh, I won, I won, I won. I know how to beat this level. Ooh, I'm going to roll that dice one more time. And I'm going to do that every single day. The one thing that I don't understand with a game like that, though, and that worries me, and this is another reason why I'm kind of iffy on this, is even if that is the play loop through 20 levels, once I know how to beat all 20, then every day I can just earn maximum rewards because I'm going to beat all 20 levels, and the levels don't change. Go ahead.
Can I
Sorry.
first? I want to counter what you said, like because I mean I don't want to forget because a lot of points were brought. I'm still at the anonymous company that you probably don't want to mention. That's totally fine, but I'm sure the CEO or whatever of that company wasn't Matt Rosen. So for me, that means something. I not as I said, it doesn't have to mean something for everybody, but for me it does, based on me being here long enough to figure out for myself how I perceive math. And on Cosmos' point, to be honest, I have like back in my teen years or whatever, I have done some coding, and a lot of languages are just offspring of a language. So basically, if you have a base of a language, which for many is C++, but if you have a base of a language, then another language, it doesn't take you as much to learn. And what I heard, I don't know if it, I believe it was in the last town hall, is that the team already is like almost done with learning whatever they need to learn. So I don't think it will be that much of an issue. And that was not because I'm thinking Double Coconut is great. I'm not saying that. I don't know them. I don't know the guy. I'm just saying I trust Matt's decision to bring that guy in. And for me, that was a new information that was important. I was thinking just Double Coconut approached them and they were like, okay, sure. Like, yeah, you guys give it a try. We'll see how you go. I mean, if it works out. But for me, the information that it was actually somebody Matt knew for years kind of changed the whole perspective because last days I was listening to some streams where like there were conspiracy theories that they'll be suing each other, the companies, like whatnot. Like somebody, I think Commander, somebody was looking internet all the time if there is some information about some trial between Splinterlands and Double Coconut or whatnot. But for me, yeah, that instilled some trust. And yeah, about the game, I'm not very excited, and I told you before that, like I told you that the gameplay doesn't excite me as much because I'm used to different type of tower defenses, and I don't know if it's going to be fun or not. I just know that for now, holding the pass gives me some SPS. And on the other thing that you said, that once you learn the loop of all the 20 levels, and then you can just get maximum rewards every day. That's not true, because if you remember, they said every battle will have rule sets as well. So you cannot just like in Splinterlands, you cannot have a deck that you can throw every game and win for sure. Same thing is with the Soulkeep. There will be every single battle, things will be different, and you cannot just go with something that works because
Okay, then I might have to play it a few times before I know how to win every battle because theoretically I should be able to win every battle, right? They shouldn't give me an impossible rule set. So yes, you're right. I'll have to play the first level 10 times to learn the 10 different rule sets that approach this and the 10 teams that beat each one of those. But talk about a spreadsheet game for maximum rewards. You just remember what towers beat what rule sets, and bam, you've got 20 wins a day.
yeah, but
So
not all towers will be available every
now,
time.
given, yeah, I understand, but there's always a way to win, right? There always will be a way to win. So if you
In
document,
Splinterlands, there's always a way to win if you
yeah, but
if you
this
can
is
pick
different. It's
your
PVE. So theoretically, if you figure out how to win and you document that team, when that rule set on that level comes up again, you know how to win.
okay,
So,
Archmage was PV, but people will still complain they cannot win battles, right? In
but
Splinterlands.
wait, I'm sorry,
Archmage
what?
export Archmage export their PV, right? I mean, they're actually playing. People are actually playing against computers, right? But they were
No, but
complaining they cannot win.
that's different because there's randomness in Splinterlands. There's
There
RNG.
will be
Do you
probably
think
random.
there's going
So
to be miss rates and stuff? I will give you some credit. Virus is saying chat BGT can help you understand code. Alex thinks that that's not quite as enough nuanced. I see Tails showed up here. He had some salt to throw at you, I believe. But it's not showing up here. I see it over there, but not over here where I can put it on screen. But he threw out, that are they learning this through osmosis while they sleep? Because apparently they're all working on land right now. So I'm waiting for my little chat pop out to catch up, though. Oh, there they all just showed up, whatever. So I didn't know about those rule set things, though. That will shake things up. It will make it harder to learn the loop. And the other thing is, you can't get max payout unless you've gotten high max level towers, right? That's an obvious nether thing. So
And
it won't.
max SPS.
Yeah, it won't be as easy to exploit as I'm making it seem, but there is a repeatable game loop in there if it's PvE. They are saying that theoretically PvE, it should be easy to change that a little bit and make it not so repetitive. They probably could do that and change and try to keep it, but I'm wondering if they're going to be able to do that, dynamically changing it and everything. That really requires a dev that's really devoted to Soulkeep, and I'm not sure that they have the everything they need to do that.
You didn't read the virus's comment?
Oh, I didn't see it. Like I told you, my chat was like all behind.
No, the
So
one that you mentioned about that they're
chat
writing in
GBT.
Angular JavaScript, which is just another version of JavaScript, which is like, okay, I mean, it's a different, but it's not really that different. So
So where did you find that out, Virus? I didn't see that, but why wouldn't have they said that when they were talking about the fact that it's a, because Weirdbeard had said multiple times he's blamed the delay on the fact that it's written in another code that they don't understand and they need to learn.
because Weirdbeard is
So
not a coder programmer, so for him, it's the same thing when somebody's saying like, yeah, we need to get this on par with our language, as in there are different, probably most of the time the differences in language when they're based on the same, and Java is also based on C++, what I was saying in the beginning. So it's just the formatting, the way formatting goes. Usually that's a big difference. So if the formatting is a little bit different in the other language, I'm saying like I'm not familiar with AngularJS, but knowing that it's another version of JavaScript makes me think that just the way of framing things is a little bit different. But once you know the basics, like it's not the same like the languages that we speak. You have to learn a new language and you have to start from scratch. As long as you know how to program in Java, the variations of JavaScript, there are differences that you can pretty much get the base of what is changed and how you need to adapt, which for somebody experienced dev, it should not take much time at all. It's just they don't have the time to dedicate fully to that because everybody is on land. So no tails, they're not in osmosis, but I'm sure that there is not much effort needed to get into it, but just they need the time to do that. So that's why they're not there yet. That's why tower defense is not coming until land is coming. But it won't be a long process, in my opinion, of adapting to that code. So again, I'm not proponent of tower defense. I have like
yeah,
100
yeah,
backs.
you're defending the team a little bit more than we are. Cosmos is saying that Angular is normally a code for UI, so it looks like he has some coding experience. I don't, that it. He doesn't think that it's actually Angular, and Weirdbeard probably misspoke because, like you said, he's not a coder. Um, Alex agreed that he did say that, so I missed it. But then Alex also countered that he agrees with Cosmos that he feels like there might be a deeper problem here because what they're saying doesn't make a lot of sense. Because Angular is normally it can be used, but then he's saying it can be used for back end stuff, but it wouldn't normally be. So it's
You know why
weird.
it doesn't make
So
sense?
it's kind of interesting.
Have you played Broken Phone when you were like a younger? When
No.
one person, like you start with one person,
Oh,
he
you
tells,
telephone? You mean?
oh yeah, broken
Yeah,
telephone.
yeah. The idea of telephone. I've only heard it is the telephone, where like I
But
tell
he, yeah,
you, I
and then
tell
I tell
you that
somebody else,
I do this, and then you change it a little. The next person changes a little.
no,
The
no,
next
no,
person
no.
changes a
I,
little.
I'm telling you a word, and then you're telling that word to the other guy, and then he telling to the other guy, like on their ear, so nobody else hears. And when you reach to the tenth guy, and he says the word that he heard, it's usually different than the word I started with the beginning, because during that process. So being the guy that presents things in his non-technological way, it might lead to misunderstandings, or it might lead to stuff that he says that is not factual. It's not because he wants to mislead people, it's just because it's technical, and he is not really technical in that area. He's not an expert. But I don't think the problem is that big, and I just understand that nothing is coming out until land does. So after that, we'll see how it goes, like how much they say it will be delayed. For me personally, I'm expecting tower defense very soon after land is out. And that's not because I'm excited, because I'm not anymore, to be honest. I'm not excited about tower defense. I hold my packs. I'm getting my SPS. I'm happy about that. I'll give it a chance. As I said, when I was playing the beta, I was a little bit disappointed. It's like probably my expectations were too high because I'm excited for that genre of games. But I'll give it a chance. I'll see how it goes. I wasn't very overly excited about Ghost neither, but I'm thinking for both games there is potential down the line. And I know Splinterlands was not that great in alpha neither, or better. So yeah, we'll see. But just
Yeah.
I don't think there is a doom and gloom on tower defense like a lot of people seem to be perceiving.
Yeah. I'll just say I think a lot of us who play tower defense games are kind of not super happy about the format. A lot of us don't understand how this coding issue could be a problem because it makes a lot of sense. And you don't just want to give the company a break because, well, alpha wasn't that good. Because while this is the alpha of these new games, it's not the first game that they've made. It's not, like you shouldn't be saying like, well, this is like the alpha, so it's okay if it looks like those silly cards that that they made without an art team and all of this other thing, because they have a team now of art, of devs, of coders, of people, and you should be able to hold their
They're
new
not the one
stuff
making
to a
tower
higher
defense or
level.
GOG.
I understand this was made by Double Coconut, but if Splinterlands decided to hire them, they're the ones that set the standard for what should be given to them, and this is what they've deemed acceptable.
And there is also the concept of MVPs. And as I said, none of these games were made by actually by the Splinterlands, the company. And probably they're like, okay, we have some basic functionality, and we want to get it out because people are like, when, and then we work towards like Splinterlands or Steam Monsters was with basic functionality because they were having the sales for so long and people were expecting a game. So they got the game. It was basic, but it turned into something completely different 5 years down the line. So hopefully we don't have to wait 5 years for those two games. There might be still potential. They might be completely like in 6 months. Maybe there is a chance that nobody talks about them anymore at all. But I mean, we'll just roll with the dice. I'm not over invested in any of those, but I still keep my interest in them, and I still want them to succeed as part of our ecosystem.
Yeah. And my last thing to say on this is I still would like more updates on the gameplay. Because if all they're doing is reviewing code, why can't they tell me how many towers there are, how many copies I need for max level? Like, they should be able to tell me all of that. Because theoretically, they should know it. Even if they're reviewing the code to make sure they can support it, why are they hiding this stuff from me? Why don't I know those kind of basic things? It's also one of the things I don't like about GLX, and because the same complaint I had there, we're being asked to buy this SPS and stake it to be able to earn in these games, and then we are finding out that we have to buy that SPS and being asked to stake it before we fully understand how the game worked, so that I have no idea where my 200 or so packs of tower defense puts me. I have no idea where my 200 packs of GLS puts me in earnings potential, and I'm just guessing at how much SPS I should buy. And I don't know, maybe they like that, but I don't. So
No, I
I
don't
hope
think.
they clean this stuff up when they release these things.
Just my opinion is not they're not hiding stuff from you. Just basic functionality does not include leveling up towers. So that's a part they might have not knocked out of the park yet. They're yet to figure out how to go with that. So probably that's why they're not there is no information. But base basic product is something that shows that
Well,
the
yeah,
game is
I
working.
actually think that that's terrible because when you sell cards where you can earn multiples, when you sell card packs and you earn multiples of the same cards, and the basic functionality of the cards is supposed to be combining them to level up to make my cards stronger so I can make it farther in the game or have an advantage against the other team in the other aspect, and for them to launch without that, I mean, realistically, I could have bought like what, 3 GLS packs and put together a team and played the game. And in the end, to have a maxed out team, there, but the numbers that they've told us for maxed out teams, where you're going to need to buy like thousands of packs, and it's a very very weird dichotomy to work with, and so that should be there in the beginning if you're going to say that you have to buy thousands of packs, because otherwise, if I'm the guy who bought thousands of packs in the first beginning of the game, I'm not even getting any kind of advantage over the people that bought five. Maybe a little advantage because every position of mine is going to be the best player, but still they're fielding a team with the same level guys as me, so my advantage is very small. And the guys who bought like 20 or 30 packs can probably field a team just as good as mine, or very close. So that kind of stuff feels weird to me in general.
Well,
But
I
let's go
mean,
on to eye candy, unless you want to
ah,
answer what I just said.
well, no, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I was just going to give like a friendly advice if that's the way you feel, because I'm pretty sure the functionality will be totally basic when they start with tower defense. So I'm sure most of the stuff won't be there, and maybe you just forget, like set aside your packs and forget about them. Check the game in like 3 4 months when probably there will be some development already, and maybe you won't be as disappointed. Like you don't have to go through the initial stages and get frustrated and maybe to a point where you completely give up and sell your packs. Maybe just set them aside and focus on land and focus on something else, and then people will be talking about our defense. You'll be like, oh yeah, I remember I had packs in that thing. Let me open and see what I get. Let me see how the game is and whatever. I think it would be things would be way better if it actually is successful, like 3 4 months from now. And again, that's a speculation, but just an advice from how I would feel and what I would probably do if I was in your place.
All right, I love this new card, and I'll take what I understand what you're saying. I don't like the name.
Oh,
Do
I don't
you?
care.
You just don't care?
No, really, for the name, I don't because I love
Oh, the
the
card's
graphic.
amazing,
No,
though.
I mean
It,
I love the stats. I love the way it looks. It's a card that I feel like I have to max. So I'm super excited about this card.
yeah, I'm only pretty excited. And I'll go over the slight flaws I see with it. The speed. So, the card screams, I'm really good and slow, right? It does scream that. But then it has bloodlust. So even when it's really good and slow, every time it kills a monster, it gets a little weaker because now it's faster. So that is kind of something that I've seen with some of the other cards that like I don't like, because when they're good and slow, I want them to always be good and slow and not get 3 or 4 kills and then all of a sudden not be able to hit anyone anymore, because now it's the opposite, and they're swinging with 4 or 5 speed on that last monster left that only has 1 speed and they can't hit it. But that's probably not going to happen too often. Other than that, though, absolutely fire abilities for it after that, because you get return fire and reflect on a card that also gives you amplify. So, um, what what summoner do you think it's better for, Kelia or Aquatis?
Um, why should be either or? I'm thinking possibly this might be
Well,
good.
okay, both, but I mean, because I was just wondering who they, if this card was made maybe uh, to give to play with Aquatis in reverse speed, because then he becomes more, you add in he's a 1 speed that might dodge, it'll
I
have
I in
backfire as
general
well.
in general, because I want to touch on a little bit on the speed that you mentioned. In general, I think if it was anything other than 1 speed, it would have been way overpowered because it not only get kills from its own kill and having to hit last, sometimes it's a big advantage, but on top of that, it gets kills from all the reflex that is also amplified. So by the time it heals itself. So by the time it has already some monsters taken out with all the reflects, it might be already at 3-4 speed with a like 8 attack. So if it starts from 3 speeds, it will be just insane. I think it will be super unbalanced with all the ability to take out cards. So I think that's the reason that it's with 1 speed. I don't think it's meant precisely for reverse speed because of the bloodlust. And your other question was you asked something, but I wanted to touch on that. Oh, which
Oh, just
summoner?
which summoner? And I
Yeah,
went with the normal summoners. Virus is saying Lily or Possibliss. Not everyone has those Virus, but he's saying he likes those in reverse speed more
yeah.
than
I would say
Aquatis.
it's not even in the reverse. I would say with Lily. See, the thing is, the
The
card
nice
is
thing
so
with
protected.
Lily,
The
Lily
card is
makes you
so,
hit it, right? Everyone has to attack it if you use Lily.
and you wanted everybody to
Yeah,
attack.
yeah, you want everyone to attack it. That's good. I agree.
Yeah,
So Lily is a strong play with this card, without a doubt. Also, because of all those reflections, I thought an Aquatis play on a slow is interesting because then he's going to be bouncing back arrows, he's going to be bouncing back magic, and then if he dodges melee, he's going to be doing damage back that way as well. So now he has that extra bounce back, and obviously it's because Kelia speeds up, Bloodlust speeds up. It already makes it so, like you said, you could very easily have him, you know. Well, you never want to use Kelly in reverse speed, usually. Sometimes you do, just because it's the only guy you have. But it's going to be interesting. Putting it in the second position with Possibilist, that doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense to me.
no, I was
Because you want
putting
him
some.
attacked, but I guess it lets you. I mean, it gives him 15 base hit HP with an auto heal, though. So I guess that's pretty good. Especially
I
if.
was mostly saying like first position C-Rex, second position the whale with the Kulu mastermind behind it, which already is a lot of extra power, but also that works great on blast through sets where both your first and second position heal themselves up. Aside from all the heals that you have in your team, if you have any, but
Yeah,
also
yeah. So I mean, obviously, the counter to him is shatter cards, um, cards
is it
with
though?
that
Is it
stop his
though?
healing. Well, you'd want a shatter card to get rid of the armor pretty quick, and that would be helpful. It's mostly melee monsters, though, right? That's going to be the counter to him. Is really
Yeah,
good
because
melee teams.
monsters that's usually shatter. I mean, unless we're talking about summoners, mostly they are
Yeah,
with range attack. Like with there are exceptions, but the majority are like range cards that shatter.
there are exceptions. There's
Yeah,
the eagle. The eagle on the life team has shatter in the second position. He
yeah.
would
It's
be.
the fire team also has
Yeah.
one monkey. What was it? But yeah, I'm just saying like if it's a fire that takes the shatter, then you're reflecting
Yeah,
that
yeah.
back, and you have
Giant
a
killers will hit
repair.
this pretty
Yeah,
hard.
Giant
So
Kill. Actually, the card that I mean, I props to Tales would mention it. I was just thinking about it, but the Goblin, whatever the guy that is with camouflage and Giant Killer and Recharge, um, I think it was from the Soulbound cards. Let me just find it and I'll tell you. Like you can talk in the meantime. It just there is one archer that has piercing. It has recharge and it has giant killer. So that will be a problem for this card. I mean, he will definitely commit a suicide, but probably will take the card away.
well, no, because when you have recharge and giant killer, you don't take the extra damage back. You only take the bounce back on the three.
Well, I mean, it didn't have much health, I
Much
believe,
health.
to start with,
Yeah,
but
they're saying Gobson bomber.
yeah,
Um,
exactly. That's the one.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
one.
and but yeah, that would be a great card to beat him. So that's interesting. And there's also the death magic dealing card that's legendary. I forget his name. Then maybe the chat will save us on that one too. But he does 3 base damage and has giant killer and it's magic attack, so it bypasses armor. And
Oh,
so
Kai, Romancer Kai.
no, is that his name?
I don't know. I think Kai had the giant killer. I'm not 100% sure. Just
Um, legendary death.
oh that.
Jin. Jin Miret
Oh,
has giant.
Jin. I think yeah, let's go legendary water. I'm not 100%, but I think it had something besides the leech. Romancer Kai.
Does somebody
Oh,
have
well,
giant killer
no.
here?
Oh, it's a Fury. Okay, but it's still like
Yeah.
it's different. Yeah, I knew it has something for bad cards, but and also the tree. I believe the tree.
Oh, the death team can really light him up. Actually, they're reminding me of another one. I think is he epic? The Kabbalist, the one that hits really hard. He has giant killer. Move us off screen.
Does
See if I
he?
can find him.
I know he has amplifier, but
Because there's the Jin that we already went over. He would hit for 6. Oh, is he rare?
yeah,
Yeah, there he is. He hits for
yeah,
4, and he has giant killer. So
yeah.
and he demoralizes. So if you had those two on your team, they would hit him for 8 and 6, and they would attack before he got to attack in theory. So that
So
would
definitely not
hurt, but it wouldn't.
invincible, but
8, 6, 12. It would leave him at 1. So you'd have to have one other magic attack on your team. So maybe death is the counter to this guy. But
yeah.
it's an interesting one.
But I love the card in general. I
Yeah,
think
but yeah, you're right. In general, it's a very strong card. I plan on getting a max one. I hope people are dumping it because we're in a low market. Because I want to pick it up pretty cheap, and at the same time, I hope somebody will buy the gold cards I get for a decent amount. Because my buy group would love some DEC back for our land and maybe to pay me for my other ones. So we'll see what happens. I do like, just on the other side, the lore was pretty cool for it. It's a golem that you can only summon at the site of Shipwrecks because it needs all those lost lives to power the golem. And then that I thought was pretty cool. I have to admit, the water team was already pretty strong. So this is just going to make them stronger.
well, that's a different level of strong though because they were strong speed meta wise, and now
Yeah.
that's a different way of
I
looking
don't
at
know.
it.
Possibilist made them strong a couple other metas, mostly Malay only metas and stuff like that. They've
Yeah,
become
and Melee
great.
only this one is a way great like it's great replacement of the whale,
Yeah, yeah.
the big
Malay
blue
only.
whale.
He's an interesting guy to put in the front, given because there are some Malay monsters with magic and archery, so he can still bounce some magic left back.
Well, it's
But
mostly because he heals
mostly
himself,
because of self heal and bloodlust, though. Yeah.
and yeah.
I don't think any complaints there. That kind of ends the town hall from what the new information. Was there anything in the question and answers besides the when the set's coming out? I'll move us back on screen. Oops,
No,
that's not
but
what I
before we
wanted.
move away from that, I just remember because you mentioned lore. I went to the lore side where it's like all the regions have their lore and everything. That I think that was cool that they put it all together. I was going through the region I'm in, the different fractions, the the anthem of the new Chaos Empire is really great. I listen to it. I enjoy all of their audio lore that they have out, and I think they're doing stuff towards putting the lore together. As I was saying before, that I want if I am to fully invest myself into lore, I need to be something that is chronological, something that actually follows a
Yeah,
storyline.
like I agree with you. The lore can be really cool and fun, but it's not presented in great ways. And even when they were doing the lore YouTube series, which I don't know if they're still doing that very much. I didn't like that it kept jumping from character to character and story to story without like something to help me keep track of what was happening where and when, because I kept
It's
forgetting
like putting a
who.
puzzle. You don't see it because
Yeah,
it's
yeah. It was so
easy
annoying.
here and there.
I'm like, oh wait, we went back to this character. What were they doing like 6 episodes ago inside that series? And so it kind of made me stop watching. Virus has a question: what do we like better, that or the Robo Dragon Knight? I think Robo Dragon Knight's taunt self heal is a little bit better than this card. Also, it makes sense because it's a 15 mana to an 11. But
I don't max. I maxed it. I like. I was having it at, I think, level 3, and I was talking with my friend Bozena, and yeah, he was a bad influence. So I was like, damn it, I'll
where
max
is
that
that
card.
card?
And I did.
It's hiding behind us, huh? Ah, I'm blind. I can't grab the silly thing to move our.
Yeah, why don't see it?
Because it's behind us. Oh
Oh,
wait, no wait. Wait a minute.
it's on your cursor. Yeah.
He wanted me to compare it to this.
Yeah.
I was comparing it to the wrong card.
No, this one I maxed. That's why I knew what
But I was
he was
comparing
talking
it to the
about.
wrong card in myself. Sorry,
But
Virus.
this one
You're
doesn't
talking
have
about this
heal.
one.
Yeah, it's great
So
card, but it doesn't have heal.
he bounces back both. He has Pierce. Yeah, I love this card.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are comparable. I'm not gonna lie. Man, though I would trade this Void for Void armor.
Whoa. I mean,
I know. But
well,
that's the one thing.
you have weak magic rule set, so it's not like it's impossible.
Yeah, I was thinking in my head he was talking about Agnor for some reason. See, I was describing Agnor with the self heal and the taunt and the 15 mana. So
Oh yeah, but it doesn't have any.
wrong card. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's the Robo Dragon Knight. So how do you think
Yeah,
the new dragons
it is
compare
super
to the old dragons, guys? Since those are sitting on my account right now. Though I only have, I see this was me back before I was a whale and I didn't max stuff out.
Show off alert.
I used to have a Shinlo too, but I finally sold that.
What,
I was
$20? I don't know if anybody would pay more than $20 for a Shin, but
no. I think I sold it for like a couple $1,000s when I
yeah,
sold it.
I wouldn't pay more
Wasn't that much money.
I wouldn't pay more than 20.
Yeah, he's not that good. Lily is really only $10 right now. Oh no, okay. They were rounding down quite 13 people, 13, not 10. When I said not everybody has a Lily, they were like they should. She's only $10. So,
Oh, she might have been like 2 days ago. It's just like,
I mean, there's one for sale for 11 per BPX, but
yeah,
that's
third
only if you're
level.
willing to buy a level 3. And then
But
after that, they're 13.
if you are competing in gold, you should, or diamond, probably you should. I mean, I think that card at some point will start getting expensive. I remember what Agi said about Llama, that he was buying them for $12, and people did not want them then. They seem to want them now, but
Yeah, but Jingles is saying that C-Rec feels like an old card to him. He doesn't see a lot of newer cards having self-heal, so it's nice to see it come back. It's interesting,
it's
to
an awesome
see,
card.
because Affliction is a lot more present in the game to stop healing. So, but
like for us, Water Team has enough cleanse options.
yeah, Water Team has a couple of different cleanses. So they're going to be able to protect him, and that's the other thing that's good about being slow with the self heal that we didn't really talk about is he'll heal last, so your cleansers, no matter what their speed, can cleanse away an affliction by the time it's his turn to heal, because that can be
Blight.
Well, he would go yeah. Blight would be the problem, but since he's 11 mana, he probably won't see Blight as often as some other cards, just because he'll only come out in big mana matches. Blight sometimes fits into a big mana match, but not always.
And it's still a toss of a coin because they both are legendaries, so it will be random who goes first.
Well, no, no. In reverse speed,
Oh, again, Stevie,
I
that
know,
card.
no. In regular, it's still different attack types, right? One's magic, one's melee. So
I don't think
magic
that
goes
works.
first in
I'm
regular
not sure.
speed.
I'm not sure about that. If you're 100% sure, that's okay.
Yes,
I'm not.
I'm 100% sure. Magic
Okay.
goes first in regular speed, and melee goes first in reverse. So
Oh, but again, you keep on talking about the card as if it's a reverse speed card, which I disagree with.
no, all I was doing was telling you who would go first in
Yeah,
in
yeah,
those two, because in every rule set except for reverse, Blight goes first. In reverse,
that's a good thing. Yeah.
he would go first. No, it's bad that Blight goes first because Blight
Oh,
goes first and he
oh
goes
yeah, that.
after
Yeah,
cleanses.
yeah,
So that means
yeah,
Blight could prevent his heal. So it's
yeah.
bad for him. Oops, I don't know why I went to that page. Go back to my page. Haven't made a video in 2 weeks. I need to get back to making videos. We do our live streams though. Our live streams are still
Yeah.
every week.
See, we are pretty consistent in that. What is it?
Yeah,
Number
yeah, guys.
15
Sorry, I haven't
today?
been making any other videos because I want to do updates and there's nothing to update anybody on, and I don't want to follow up my we're going 100x on SPX with it down here. I needed to at least go back to up to like 3 cents, guys. Can we get me to 3 cents so I can make videos again?
Oh, in 6 months, you can tell them, you remember I told you that you will come to this point? If you don't watch my video 6 months ago when I was like a fortune teller and I predicted that will happen. And if you did follow my advice back then, you would have been happy now if you were living in a vacuum.
Yeah, and Alex is here. I already went over this, Alex, but since you showed up late, the exploit is not an exploit. It is working the way it's supposed to, and the thing that you were wrong about is that it still takes the same amount of points to earn the next chest because the chest points don't reset until you claim. So it just seems that way to you. Now, if you think they're wrong and they're lying to me, you're going to need somebody to figure out a way to check that on the blockchain or in the, I don't know where you'd figure that out and be able to prove that you make the chest faster. I tested it and I am able to make more chests. You're absolutely right, but they don't seem to make faster. And people's go, yeah, magic goes last in reverse. Melee and magic basically flip and archers stay where they are in those two modes. But yeah, Alex, we did talk about that when we
Well,
were
I guess I
talking about
learned
stuff
something new
earlier.
today. I always thought when they're the same rarity, it's a coin toss.
Only if they're the same attack type.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you were wondering why that archer always attacks after that magic attacker with the same speed,
Oh, I don't wonder about
no.
anything connected with RNG because I know RNG is like
Yeah.
nothing that you need to really focus on if you don't want to spoil the rest of your day. But what if one has dual attack? Then what?
Has what attack?
A dual attack monster versus single attack monster, where just one of the abilities is the same.
Oh, they go with their faster attack and it happens first. That's
Mm,
why whenever Agnor attacks, he does magic attack and then he does melee attack. And whenever Korra attacks, she does magic and then melee. And then if they have archery, they do archery and then melee.
No,
So
I
you
was just
always see
talking
it.
about when you compare them, like
Oh, but
both first.
they're on their team. They're based on their faster one because that
Okay,
attack happens first.
okay,
So Korra attacks with the magic users. Agnor attacks with the magic users. Um,
got it.
but then they also get their secondary version of attacking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, if they start their turn, they do it all.
Yeah, Alex, and I understand it's a hard one to test. We talked about that too. And my thought is just since you can't see the bar, that's why you thought that you were getting those chests faster. But in reality, you weren't actually getting them any faster, at least according to the devs. I don't remember which dev I talked to, but I brought it up in Mav chat. A few of the other Mavs wondered. We were talking about it, and one of the devs was in the chat, and he explained that's not how it works. So
Yeah, I would trust them. I would trust they know.
yeah, yeah. They pointed out it was not a bug. They squashed our stuff. Say yeah, and I'm gonna go with them too, unless somebody can dig into it further, Alex. So the market is no, actually, it's not that bad. Honestly, when I look at everything, I mean, vouchers.
Who
What are
cares?
they? They went up a tiny bit. It looks like. in the
Yeah.
last couple of days, at least a tiny bit. DEC, I still love that it's at a discount. I do plan to buy some more in the next couple of days, but not like a lot, a couple $100 worth. But still, hey, I like getting bonuses.
Yeah.
SPS, the only thing that can explain this to me is that people are dumping it to get this, but then why isn't this going up? Like, are people just dumping this? Are they just done with it at this point? Like, what happened here?
Some are taking after sounds ice
Is
cream
it
money.
After Sound's ice cream money thing?
Yeah.
No more ice cream money After Sound. Um,
But he's still selling vouchers to Alex, so
yeah.
I think Alex was.
I almost agree with Alex. I'm almost thinking I should be buying these. That these are the best opportunity in the game to buy for a flip. I need DEC though for land, which is why I'm
But
not
we've
doing it.
been hearing
But
that narration like a
but
year
but
now.
there's a
That all the
guaranteed
good things
no.
is coming.
There's a guaranteed mini run coming. There's a guaranteed
Nothing,
mini run
nothing is guaranteed in crypto.
when you can use them for 20 cents, unlocking your cards to move into land. There are
How
other
many people you
players.
think? How many people think we'll be
Oh,
doing that?
there's a ton. Look,
Really?
I am not one of the top players, and at how long it's taking land to come out, dude. Just look at my Soulbound collection. We go
I mean, it's not
here.
about having them. It's about spending the money to actually unlock them just to put them on land.
So, no,
I
look at
don't think
these.
there are very many people doing that.
Hold on. I gotta click.
I know, I do
Go
understand that.
here.
I know, I can see my collection as well, and it's more than yours. So I can see I have a max gold foil legendary, but it's like I'm not going to put 100
Look,
or 50.
I mean, max gold that can go on the land because I have a maxed regular level 9 gold, level 9 gold,
Or it can, but you have to
level
put the
9.
DC. You have to put the DC to actually make it so.
Look, this one can be level 3 gold legendary. All I'm saying is all of these cards, these maxed out ones, these are more PP than I can get for some of my other cards that I'm going to stake.
But you
And
have to put money,
yes,
money.
but it's going to be quite simple. Should I buy a card or should I buy this? And then Alex has another point. Alex Toro is agreeing with the other Alex that Rebellion is now coming this year, and you're going to need vouchers to buy those. So the point is there are reasons to finally use them coming up, and every single time there's been a reason to use them, they pump a little. And all I'm saying is, if you and given this is not financial advice because I'm not your financial advisor, guys, that if
They
you
keep
buy,
every day.
let's say you put $100 into vouchers at 2 cents, and then they go up to 5 when they can be used on land. I mean, to unlock those cards, then you can sell it and you make like an 80% profit on that $100. You get back 180. I mean, that's all I'm saying is that there'd be the easiest thing to buy to flip. Like, let's say like you have your Rebellion budget, maybe take a tiny bit of it and make a play on vouchers. That's what I might do. The thing is, I was hoping to get my Celsius money back. I need my Celsius money back, even if it's only like 20 or 30%, because I had $15,000 sitting there waiting to put into the next set of cards, and they stole it from me. And I'm going to get back like $6,000, and hopefully that's enough to get a good amount of cards.
But on your point, what if you put those $100 into SPS?
I can't guarantee SPS is going up yet.
Oh, you can
like it doesn't. I could be why because I need this to hit peg for this to go up that much, to go up like to 3 or 4 cents. Sure, this is a long-term play. Stack your SPS. And if you don't have enough, you should be hopefully getting more. But vouchers are kind of a funny trade because they'll pump hard quickly. Like all of a sudden.
They may, not they will. Let's see, and I'm not hesitating on vouchers because I have plenty of those because I keep on accumulating mine. It just I would love to see them up, just it's not a guarantee, and then they're being printed every single day, as well as everything else. And
Because Tails agrees with me here, is that it's cheaper to unlock them to put onto land than it is to go out and buy a card of the same rarity on the market. So as long as you're enjoying the land play and you don't have enough cards to use on all your land and you need to go buy cards, this will be the cheaper option. So that's why people will be buying vouchers, because it's just going to be a cheaper option with the current discount, and that's what should drive vouchers up in price. Now,
I just don't
my
think
guess
people.
that they'll go up to like 5 cents is still just a guess. Um, Tails is agreeing though something with Bojangles. He wanted to see a smaller promo set this year and not Rebellion. He thinks it's a mistake, but they pretty much said Rebellion is coming this year, guys. So mistake or not, it's coming. And the only thing we don't know is how many packs, because Aggie seemed to say if it's bull market-y by the end of the year and the set comes out, then they could do a big release. And if it's not bull market-y, then the release might be smaller, which is kind of interesting.
I think it will be
I
around
don't
10.
know.
My gut feeling tells me 10.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they want to be able to go into next year, guys, with a better new player experience. I think they're low key on that, but I think that's why they want it coming out this year, at the end of the year, and then we hit the Bitcoin halving year. We get past the start of the year. We hit an election year in the United States where the current people in power will do everything they possibly can to pump the market and get extra liquidity. If there's any year that's going to be a bull market, it's next year and the half a year after that. So I don't see the packs getting any cheaper, Alex, but I don't think we see another price range gouge like up with how things are. So I think they were $4, right? This last
Or
set?
yeah,
Yeah, so I think $4, and I think
yeah, but
again,
then the Rift Watchers are 5, so I don't know.
yeah, but Rift Watchers are promos. Promos have always been more expensive.
I understand,
So
but it's if you take it as a new, you know, lowest price entry.
yeah, Alex, the bull run does usually happen after the halving year, but in the halving year, you're usually more stable. It's the year before the halving, you dump. The year of the halving, you go up a little and you're
A lot of
stable,
people are trying to front run,
and
so
then
I don't know.
you pump hard after. But we do have the Bitcoin ETF, and if they push that as far as they can, it'll go through the start of next year. So Paul thinks it's going to be $5 plus some vouchers. I think it'll be $4 in a voucher, just like before. The one caveat to that is it might be because of how many vouchers there are and how low vouchers are. Do you think it could be a thing where a pack costs 5 vouchers?
I would probably go with that as an
Yeah.
as a prediction. I would agree with $5 plus a voucher.
Yeah, I could see. So you think $5 plus a voucher, not like
Yeah.
$4 plus 5 vouchers?
No, for
No,
me, at least my opinion is I agree with Paul Taylor. I think $5 plus voucher sounds about what I
yeah,
would do.
I still think they'll be the same price. I think the core sets are going to be the same that are in this core set together, right? So this is going to be the
Have we seen?
modern.
I'm trying to remember. Have we seen a core set being the same money as the previous set? I mean, obviously we're excluding alpha and
Yeah,
beta. Same
alpha,
set.
and beta were
It was the
$2,
same.
and so was
Yeah, I think
Untamed.
it's the same. Was it?
Untamed was 2.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Because
And
yeah,
we didn't see $4 packs until Chaos Legion. That's when it started. And then so now we'll probably see because
but I was
it was
thinking Anthem was 3, so I
no,
guess
it was still 2. Unless my mind is going crazy, but that's what I
no.
remember.
I mean, you probably been more often around in Anthem because I wasn't paying much attention. I just had the idea that every new set was the main set was matched to the previous promo set.
Yeah, and Tails is saying that like pricing them at $5 is a bad move because we've had a hard time selling $5 Rift Watcher packs. I think it's the same deal as before. It's going to be $4 packs. They're going to be counting DEC at $1. So if you want to buy 100 packs of Rebellion when it comes out, plan to get yourself what is that, 400,000 DEC, right? Is basically
Or
what you need,
at
and
least.
you can and for
for five.
$400, and that you can get it at a discount because DEC, so you can get it right now for about
And I kind of
$310 or
disagree
so.
about I kind of disagree about the wristwatches because I think they're moving, like not because of only because of the burning, but I said like there are already 100 million DC in the Dow.
Yeah, but like
Sales.
it's more like a big thing Tails is talking about because we sold like 13 million Chaos Legion packs at $4. We haven't been able to sell 3 million Rift Watcher packs at $5 in this market. It's only
Yeah,
3 million packs. So
yeah,
the fact that
because
they're
it
still
happened after
sitting there,
people spend so much
so
money on chaos.
yeah, and Tails says he won't buy for $5. He'll wait for the sale, and I'm debating whether or not I buy Rebellion packs. I need to see what they're sold for. I need to see what the deal is with them. I
I
need
know
to
what
see
you need
where
to
we are
see.
in the crypto market. I need to see if I have my Celsius in the money or not. If I don't, because I have such a full chaos set and I have such a full chaos reward set, which includes strong cards, I might try the darkest night um, version and just buy the best cards a couple months after the set is out when the prices have started to dip and
I think
just
all you need,
suffer for a couple
we,
months without them.
I, I think all you need to make your decision is to see what promo cards is the pre-sale giving you.
Well, you know what? I went hard on everything else, and everything that I did to date has proven to be wrong when it comes to Chaos Legion. That's my biggest mistake in Splinterlands was going into the Splinterlands pre-sale so hard. I'd say that um,
So you're
if,
saying Blight was not worth it?
no, because he got so cheap. He's way too cheap now. I spent in
Okay.
equivalents cash at that time. I spent 20 grand. I could have bought how many maxed full sets for $20,000 if I waited just a couple months,
Okay.
multiples,
I mean,
and I got one max set for $20,000. Now I got some extra copies of a few of the cards, right? And I was able to, I got maxed out. I got every card in the whole set maxed out of Chaos Legion, except for obviously the airdrops that came out later, which I had to buy as we went along. But I bought enough packs to get myself a full set, but it was 20K, and yeah, Tails is agreeing with me. They fooled me once.
yeah.
I went hard into it. Now
Oh,
it's
I
like,
mean,
you know what?
anything bearish you say, Tails will obviously agree with you. We know that. I mean, that's a known fact. So there is no surprise there. But yeah, I'm just saying that I'm thinking a lot of people will base their decision on what card they will be get. Even the fool me once thing is just like I still don't regret going after my blight, even though I have it only at level 3. Because yeah, I think the prices. Yeah, people say that often, but I think the price is realistically low at the moment. So I think down the line, if you could have predicted that we'll go into such a downtrend, you probably would have been better just waiting. Um, but you don't know because you don't know what will happen when if Rebellion comes out in a little before or in a bull run. You don't know how quickly they might disappear, and then you might be buying singles for the cost of a pack. And you don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Well, but no, I think I do know. I've watched the market happen for a while. The only thing that would change this for me is if the next core set had a very limited print. Like if the next core set was 5 million packs, I might try to buy packs in that case, but I would be just kind of bummed out because I think I would miss it. Because look, here's what they're asking for a whale to do right now. It takes around 4,000 packs to get a max set of cards if the set is the same size as Chaos Legion. 4,000 packs at $4 per pack is $16,000. They're asking you to make that kind of investment into it at the pack level of getting the set. But their cards have not been holding up when it comes to the whole pack level. Now, there is a chance you're going to pull some really lucky gold foils and you're going to lower this investment if you sell them off. So maybe I'll say that maybe nicely you can sell back $6,000 worth of those cards if you got super lucky in that 4,000 and you end up with needing to invest around $10,000 and you got your max set and now you can continue to play the game, dominate the game, and try to earn this $10,000 back. However, the flip side to that, that I've heard other players do and work, is set aside maybe $5,000, wait for prices to come down, cherry pick the best legendary cards when I think they're at a good price, cherry pick the best rares that are needed, and the cards that I don't see showing up in Champion to beat me, I just ignore those. I don't buy them, and I don't try to complete the set anymore. Because the one time I did that with Chaos Legion, when it was a big print, I ignored it, I got tricked, and it just wasn't worth it because there were too many cards. Now, I did say a very limited set could change a lot of my thinking.
Yeah, and I do understand that everybody has their own like path to how things are, and yeah, no tells you probably not very sure. Just most of the time you're negative. It's like I do appreciate your content. I love hearing it, but many times you're looking for problems, and there is a saying even in the relationships, like let's trust each other, because if we don't trust each other, we'll start following each other, and if we start following each other, we'll find something. So like if you look for problems, you always find. So I'm not saying that you're bare, like you mentioned it very clearly in Dwayne's videos, that you perceive yourself as a realist, and that's cool. I mean, as I said, I enjoy a lot of your content. I'm just thinking that sometimes you're putting things pre-exposed, like pre-exponentially increased, just to prove a point, and that's okay too. I mean, that's how you see things. But basically, if there is a negative sentiment, I would expect more times than not for you to support it, like to agree with. That was my point. I wasn't trying to call you a bear. I wasn't definitely not trying to insult you. I'm just saying that for me, if I hear Steve says something with a negative connotation, or like a little bit more negative sounding, you echo that. I mean, it happens often, and that's okay too. I mean, we need hopelessly bullish people like me. We need people that are a little bit negative, claiming it to be a realistic view as well. But the truth is, we have no idea what will happen a month from now, like 6 months from now. We're just speculating, we're just predicting, and we think to know that since we've been here for a long time, and we've been in crypto, and we know markets, like we know how things will play out. We don't know crap. And it's like we don't just you cannot predict those things, and that's my opinion on it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, I agree with Tails on his last point. I disagree with him a lot, as well. And we go back and forth a decent amount. I think we just both agree this here because we both went really hard on the Chaos Legion presale, and
I went hard as much as I could.
It hurts because we're down like 90% on that buy on our assets, and so it'd be different if the bear market had started, if they gave us time for these cards to go up in value because land has finally come out and now we're not down 90%. Maybe I could even sell some of these cards off and turn a big profit, but they burned us so hard if we were faithful.
Let me ask you a question. How was your better portfolio looking when Untamed was out?
It was a lot more than it is today.
No. Or... Whenever the Untamed was like the new set that came, like when we moved from better to
that was different though, because like Untamed,
regardless,
okay, it was a different time because Untamed was pre bull market rush, right? There was a lot of time to buy those packs. I bought them 200 at a time. I basically saved up. No, I bought them 100 packs at a time, saving up $200 because back then Hive was high. That's what made it possible. So I was making enough money in my post.
My question was different. When Untamed went out, how was your beta portfolio looking?
Oh, it went when Untamed came out. What happened to beta? It skyrocketed.
Skyrocketed, like
Well,
from one
beta
cent
no
and a
beta
half.
went up. No, as soon as beta went out of print, it skyrocketed
Like,
because it was
what would you consider a skyrocket?
cards went up like 3, 4, 5x easily, if
From
not more.
from from 1 cent to 1.5 cent?
No, from 1 cent to 5 cent, but that's not the ones I was talking about. Nobody focuses on the commons really, unless they were the
Oh,
best
but that
commons.
pretty much that's what my
Some
memories
of
of
the
the
best
price.
commons in beta did go up way more,
But
but
they were cheap to start with, so cheap to start with that basically for a long time, like that's a lot of why a lot of people left because they were not seeing like the cards they were earning that it was like worth nothing to them because the price of the cards was way cheap then, and it felt like it's never gonna change, and it was probably not gonna change if it wasn't for the perfect storm that they hit by the time that they released SPS. So the point is, you're comparing now a set that is still current with many millions of packs still on the market, and you're basing your value in that conditions. I think it's a little bit unfair because
no, no, no. But
we'll see what happens in
yeah,
2 years.
you know what?
It
I
goes
understand
right.
what you're saying, but I'm also basing it on the fact that we're having a release date for the next set given. And so if they're saying they're releasing it this year, which they said today, that means that there's still going to be a lot of Chaos Legion on the market because I don't see that stuff drying up. So they're not waiting for that market to catch up and to be back to peg. Those packs are still way under, and so my little bit of packs that I'm sitting on are not worth anything. So I don't get a pack flip to help me buy the next set because I'm not going to sell these under par. These last 400 that I was holding to sell to hopefully put into the next set. So even that old trick has failed us if they put this out at the end of this year. So basically, if they drop it at the end of this year, Chaos Legion packs are still under their original $4 cost in value at that time, then there's no way that I think the sale is going to go very well, especially if they do a big like 10 to 15 million pack set. Because in my mind, all the
Yeah,
guys like me who got destroyed are going to be like, you know what? I can't do it again. Especially because I'm putting all my money into land. It's like, guys, I just don't have another $15,000 to give you. So
and
if they,
if most guys are like that, how much will be the singles prices on the market? If only a few people are buying from
well,
those
you know, the only
set
thing I could
that set.
say is I hope there's some other whales out there that'll do it.
Oh,
You're
you're
right,
hoping, but
but
if
if
everybody,
that's the
your
truth,
point of view,
if no one's buying it though, if what you're saying is the reality and no one buys it, then I don't got to worry about it because my deck will win just fine without them because there won't be that many
oh,
people playing them.
a lot of people will be buying just enough to flip them because there'll be always people that are chasing single cards. So for them, it will be easy flip to collect airdrop points. If cards are expensive, and it's pretty much guaranteed that opening a pack will net you enough benefit or a little loss that can you turn into
Yeah,
airdrop
I
to
know
keep
what you
on
mean.
fighting
There's the
element.
flipping games that can be played in the beginning and stuff, but Chaos Legion was so big that it broke all of the old rules. So I have to see how big this next set's going to be. But the one thing is, the problem is, since Chaos Legion is so big, I don't know that Rebellion can go back to being small. I mean, we went from 3 million packs in Untamed to 15 million in Chaos Legion. They 5x'd it because they thought those cards were needed. And then the reality is, we just do not have the player base that will play at the high enough level for those cards to get combined. Now, they released something that might fix the problem with Chaos Legions overprinting, and that is land. So, land could fix that because a lot of Chaos Legion cards can end up living in land. But where does Rebellion fall into that? Do we go back to Untamed, a 3 to 5 million pack set, to make the cards actually rare and actually hold value? Well, then if I have the money, maybe I'd do it. I don't know if I have $15,000 that I would put into crypto at this point, because we haven't got enough return from the current set.
Nobody knows, but
But
yeah,
it's pretty hard.
I understand. But then again, it's like it depends what your incentive is. And yeah, I'm not saying that I will jump hard. Like I do want to max it at some point, so I don't know. I will see how I'm going to play that game. And obviously, yeah, obviously tells they need money because they haven't made money from like a lot of for a long time, and they just don't want to wait until March, April for the next set. By the way, the next set was supposed to be coming around this time, like that we are around Q3, so it's still later than it was originally anticipated, anyways. And I don't see it exactly as a desperate move. It's just a normal move to do. Like they need funding, and they have left enough time without um, packs in the main shop, and they're just like, okay. I mean, if it's good financial times by then, good. If not, just anything that they make will be a profit, as in comparison with Rift Watchers, where now it's the only pack that you can buy on from their official site, but it's still the money doesn't go to them, so they're not making money from that. Whereas from Rebellion, first there will be some hype, so there will be some sold. Like I think at least we can agree that at least 1-2 million will be sold in the first week, maybe ish, after main sale. Not the pre-sale, maybe it won't be that much, but there will be some hype, so they will sell some, and for them that's a fresh capital that they need, and I don't see anything desperate in that. It just makes sense
Yeah,
because it's also part, as you mentioned, of the new player experience where they need the Untamed to roll out to open the gates for new players, because as you said, Untamed are not cars that players can afford, the ones that are just coming in the game.
yeah, and like I understand a lot of what you're saying. I understand some of the things that are being seen out there that that they were supposed to come out by now. Just because times are bad doesn't mean that a company doesn't need to make money, and that's something we have to remember. I'm in general saying that it's okay. Like I'm not saying they shouldn't do it, like they can't do it. Oh my God, they're ruining everything. I'm just
Because
letting
that's
you
what
know
they'll that's
that
what they'll
if
say.
things are not better for the game, like financially, if these numbers aren't bigger, there's no way I'd be a big buyer. So,
But yeah, it was the
and
point of them being making a desperate move, because everything is going to
well,
hell.
but you have to remember, I am one of the more bullish people on this game. I normally would be wanting to buy thousands of packs, but they would be hitting me at a time where, as a crypto person, I wouldn't have made any crypto profits in like a year because it's pretty much been down, 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 and so and their assets have been down, 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 down. So they're asking me definitely to like dive into my real world money, and that's when it gets a little squirrely for me because it's so expensive, and the track record right now is so poor in them holding value on the new sets that it's a big ask. And I mean, if you're willing to
I
do it,
understand.
that's awesome. I'm just worried too many people are going to be gun shy to do that, and so we need some kind, like it makes a lot more sense to wait for some kind of bull market. But there is a chance land 1.5 fixes some of these numbers. There is a chance that our Bitcoin ETF doesn't get pushed off until next year. There's a chance that the market does turn around at the tail end of this year as we head into a political year, and maybe we
There
have
is a
some
chance to
crypto
get your
wins.
Celsius money.
Well, yeah, maybe I get my Celsius money back. I still, though, because I took such a hit on it, it wouldn't be pack buying money anymore because it's not 15K anymore. It's going to be like 4K about that I get, I think. And so now I have 4,000, so it's more single card sniping of cards that are impactful to the game as opposed to buying every single, going for an every single maxed out set of the new set. Um, and I just feel like that's where I'll be on this next set unless we get 50K Bitcoin and $2, $3 Hive and the quarter SPS before the new set comes out, because then I have assets I can sell to get money to buy the packs. But if I don't have any assets to sell to get the money to buy the packs, uh, I don't know, man. I don't usually, personally, me as a person, I don't usually touch my real world money to bring into a game at that kind of level.
I
You know,
started doing I started doing that with Rift Watchers. I mean, I'm not saying that I'll continue on doing that, but yeah. But I just want to answer Tails because he asked me a question, so I don't want to just ignore the question that I was asked. The new players that we may or may not get once they actually start focusing on new players' experience and actually start bringing players in the game, and some of them I would guess would be competitive and they would want to compete at a higher level. And while it will be affordable once Rebellion is out, it's not affordable now because of the cost of the Untamed card. And if you really, really want to be competitive in Modern, you cannot go without the Untamed card, unfortunately. I mean, if you're really aiming high. So those new players that we may or again may not get, I'm optimistic and positive that we will. So I'm thinking them making it in a way, having the new set or having both sets in the modern being affordable, avoiding the gap from last change between the sets when Untamed went ridiculously high. I think that would be maybe a good thing. We don't know, but that's again, I'm thinking the whole idea was not in thinking about new players, but it's an added bonus. Obviously, yeah, obviously, if they haven't been making money in so long, they would need something to make money, and every little bit helps. So obviously, that's the main reason. But an added bonus, it will open also the gate of people that actually want to compete in modern, be able to affordably get both sets that will be part of modern for the next year and something maybe. So that's what I think.
Yeah, yeah, and I can kind of understand that. I do it. I do admit that I do think that Rebellion coming out and Untamed being moved out of Modern will make Modern more competitive for players in the lower levels, in the mid range of the game. I do agree with Tails though that a maxed out Chaos Legion and a maxed out Rift Watcher deck is competitive in Champion, even if you don't have those cards, just because
Competitive.
they're well, because all of those cards were brought out with counters to some of the best Untamed cards. Like Jotun is not as powerful as he used to be. The only one that isn't super countered is Kitty. So
Oh, I
Kitty's
mean,
the X factor,
which
but Kitty's like the
which
most
90%,
expensive card. So
which 19% of the 90% of the players, the top players are spamming in their battles.
yes, I know. So I don't
So I mean,
fully agree
just
with
Kitty,
him,
yeah,
but
just Kitty's, yeah.
so but yeah, but it does feel like I didn't really think about it as a money grab. I'm thinking maybe it is a little bit of a money grab, or at least to have
It's not
another
a
source
grab.
of. Oh,
They
okay,
need.
not a grab, but it might be a money play because at least then
It
going into
is, yeah. They need
next
funding. They need
year,
finances.
yeah, next year when they need to start to fill their coffers a little because that's when they're getting close to the current runway being out, they'll at least have monthly income coming in. Now, I will say though, unless crypto goes up, I hope it brings in a lot of new players because we're going to need somebody to buy those packs, and I don't know if the current players are going to have the money. There's a lot of they're talking to each other a lot in the chat, so
I know, I know. I
I'm
mean,
trying to see how much
I,
of it we need to talk to comment on. But
I'm trying to focus on the things that actually mention us directly, or me in this case. So
yeah, yeah,
that's
there's a
cool
little,
when people
yeah.
get passionate about it. So that's a cool thing to see.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun to see you guys going at it and going back and forth. And I think there's a lot of people that are kind of on my side that they're just like, because they just don't have the money to buy another set. And I think
Yeah.
that's why people are
So yeah, I
salty.
understand that too.
So,
Yeah, I understand that too.
so,
I would
so it's
be I
going to
would be
be.
probably also on your side because I probably won't be able to afford much. I was thinking about it. Even today, I'm like, am I really prepared for rebellion? No, financially I'm not, and I don't know if I would need to take loans or whatever. I don't know how it will go, but it just I I totally understand the company going through with it. I totally understand the company needs money, and I totally understand that we are better off them going with a set this year and making some of the money, and we still having the game, than waiting until I have enough money. So like next March, yeah, you can take it out already because I made some money from crypto, so now I'm ready to buy. Oh yeah, well, but we don't have any game anymore because we ran out of money. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, it'll just lead to one of those times like that made me buy all my cards is when I start losing the cards that I don't have, and that made me mad in the beta days. So I bought all the Untamed cards, so that couldn't happen to me anymore. Then I bought all the Chaos Legion cards, so at least now I don't lose because I don't have the card very often. I just lose because the other guy's better than me, which feels better than losing because you don't have the cards.
yeah.
But I might have to go back into a play set where though I do have a play to get a little money for the new set that I was planning. Though I don't know if it's a great play, but most of my Untamed, I would say I won't find the cards to show it, but I theoretically, and then now that I know the Rebellion is coming out, I'm toying with the idea of selling my Kitty and selling my Jotun, and looking at my most valuable Untamed cards and selling them because since I'm a modern player and I don't play wild, especially once land is out because I'm a landowner and all my wild cards are going to work the land, including Untamed, they get a 2x bonus on their PPs there. They they get a they make sense to go work the land, right? So all the regular ones, but Kitty
And there
working
isn't
land.
that much of bonus in land, so yeah, probably better
Well,
off.
it's still they're twice as good as a Chaos Legion card,
Yeah, but I
right?
mean, like, just because they are summoners doesn't give them any advantage. So, and they're way
Yeah.
more
So
valuable as part of a team than land workers. So probably you're better off selling them than putting them on land, unless you have plans for them for the future.
well, yeah, like theoretically, I think a lot of my Untamed hits the market, but I'd like to see the market start to recover a little bit, which hopefully happens after land comes out. So
We all
yeah,
hope
yeah, Alex, I might sell my Kitty, I might sell my
you
Jotun, and I might
you
I
guys
might
put it
just
put it
focus.
put it here on this channel.
Yeah,
Steve is
well,
kidding.
because like I'm just looking at what I plan to do. I decided when Modern and Wild came out that I was just going to be a modern player, which means I do need to get the newer sets, or at least the best cards from the newer sets. And when sets go out of Modern, they no longer are in my play repertoire. My plan was to own land and put them into land because that's where cards retire to within this game. But there's certain cards that don't belong on land, right? Even if Kitty was gonna go on land, it would make more theoretical sense to sell the Kitty and
That's what I'm
buy 2 to 3 other legendary dragon cards and put those 5 cards on the land because they have the same PP,
precisely my
right?
point. Like
Yeah. So
those are cards that are more valuable as cards than as land workers.
yes, so it makes sense for my Untamed set to do basically a take a look at current market value compared to other market value of cards with similar PP, and if this one is way over, then you sell it and you buy that other card and you pocket the profit because your land is just as profitable with that card on it as with Kitty on it, and you just don't play wild, so you never see Kitty again, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, unless you change your mind and you decide that it's time to dive back into wild.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and if I thought Kitty had like some special, unique place where it would be a really expensive card to have in the future, I could maybe hold on to it to try to sell later, in theory, Alex. But the problem is, if Rebellion's coming out, I need money now to buy Rebellion cards. So I stay competitive in Modern. I don't I sure it'd be cool if maybe in the future I could sell Katie for $10,000 or $15,000 because it might be the only summoner to ever get the True Strike ability, which makes it so darn good. I mean, the speed is
On top of
cool.
everything else.
The
Yeah.
speed is cool, but the True Strike is what makes it broken. Because
But that's on top of everything else that she's getting because
yeah,
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 the tank heal is also good when some situation might be game changer. Like when you play, especially when you play Kitty with a dead team, which doesn't have many healers, as we all know. The heal on the tank might be because the set, like the splintered element, is made considering there is not much healing going on there. So they excel in everything else to compensate for that. And when you're able to throw a heal, it's usually something that is a game changer as
Yeah,
well.
but speed meta is so key right now that True Strike is the true magic of that card, and nobody else
No,
has
I agree.
has
I
it.
agree. I'm just
So
saying that it has also a lot of added bonuses on top
yeah,
of
yeah,
that.
yeah. The extra speed so that your guys attack first and don't
Yeah,
miss, and then
and get missed on.
and then a tank heal, a heal for the teams that don't have tank heals, or a tank heal in a high mana match where you don't want to play the low mana tank heals, because there's a couple tank heals that are pretty low mana that don't. They feel a little outclassed in like a 60 mana match, so you just play Kitty as your healer. And not to mention it plays so well with those sure as to having
Sure, yeah.
the double
And,
heal high mana.
and resurrect.
Yeah, double heal resurrect. So yeah, it combos with so many things. It's broken. It is really broken right now. And I'm not saying I would like not having my kitty, because I do use it a lot. But if land can fix things a little bit, and my kitty can get me like $3,000 to $4,000, or what are they worth right now? So that's probably saying assets have to go up, because I think it's not worth that much right now.
Might be. I haven't checked. I mean, Vorzena would know for sure, but we can easily check. I mean, I guess you are checking already, but I'm also because I'm curious.
Oh, I have to reset
Center,
this. I don't know what I did, but
summers,
for some reason, summoners,
yeah. So
legendary.
Kitty,
What did I?
Kitty
Oh, I have
there.
soulbound on. I was like, I have something on that's filtering them away.
Well, Max Kitty, the cheapest Max Kitty is 2,452.
Yeah, so like at $2,000, I wouldn't sell it. But
Two five.
if it was worth 4,000, I'd probably sell it for cards to buy Rift Watchers with. So I need values to go up, and I'd make that trade. But if it's down here at 2, it's probably not quite enough. So I need to see the market go up a bit on the cards.
Yeah, probably it won't. I mean, there are enough on the market to be honest. And the most expensive Max one is 3,000. So
Yeah, true, true, but that's just because of current rewards, you right? If land can fix DEC, we can get SPS to go back up, then it might be worth a little bit more.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely a card that just yeah.
Yeah, like hey, this is the way I've done my Splinterlands journey, guys. I've always flipped older assets into new assets. They're just messing up my normal plan. Would have been to sell these for like ten
They
dollars
just
a
want you to
pack.
get lenient, man. They want you to be always on your toes. They want to be like, you know the playbook now, so you ride this wave. No, they want you now. Oh, I have to find a new way.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So yeah, you're right. Now I have to find a new way to be ready, and
but that's a good thing.
the problem is we need to, the main thing we need to find out is how many packs and how fast they're gonna burn, and then we'll see. The only thing that's interesting is I did run a group buy last time. I don't know if the guys are gonna want me to run that again, because I've ran a pretty good group buy for the guys I did it for, and we did make top. No, no, wait. No, on the other one, we made top. So, and earned that summoner card. And so, with the cash back, maybe if I did the math, I did get back a couple $1,000 in stuff for doing that. So, oh yeah, they're right too. If I sold it at these prices, I forget that when I get the DEC, I get a 25% bonus
Yeah.
towards buying Riftwatcher packs. So if I sold it for 3,000, I really am getting $3,750 worth of DEC, roughly. Roughly. That this is a little bit higher than 75%, so a little
Yeah.
bit lower. Yeah, yeah, Ryan, I agree. Those packs will sell for $10 someday, right? But we don't know when, and it might not be for. And that's, I don't know. It's debatable, actually. I'd love to say I
I
knew
think
Chaos Legion would go to like
I
a
think so.
$10 pack, but
Yeah, I
I'm
think
not
I'm positive.
positive.
No, I'm positive.
Yeah,
I'm positive.
what happens? Okay, so if Rebellion comes out and it's 15 million packs, they
Hmm?
can't sell them. Maybe they end up selling about 5 million and they burn away. And then the next set gets released because companies got to keep making money, and Chaos Legion gets pushed out of modern before we've gotten through the old stock. They don't get extra PP on land. who's going to be buying those packs anymore? They're not part of Modern. They're part of Wild. To be honest, when you compare them to the other Wild sets, Untamed
And still they'll be the
and
cheapest wild
Beta,
card.
their legendaries are not that powerful. So they might be the cheapest cards for Wild, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I think that there's a possibility, a small possibility, that they never really see a big pump to like ten or
I
$15. They should hit.
I
They should
think
hit
you're
four
wrong
again at least.
because
But
with again we're seeing things in vacuum. I think first of all, aside from what amount of cards land 1.5 will swallow, there will be additions in 2.0, I'm sure, which will swallow even more cards. I'm sure some will go into tower defense sooner than later at some point as well, because there we heard also we have to stake cards on towers in order to play more if we want to play more.
yeah, yeah.
That might
Bojangles
be
is
it.
reminding me there's some possible pack staking bonuses coming soon, so maybe that helps the value of them.
Also, there was a
I
talk
forgot
about
about that.
draft modes and whatnot, where you have to go with to enter with packs. So there are venues. I don't know which exactly way, but I'm pretty sure that at some point there will be scares on the market.
Well,
I no
I'm
doubt
hoping
about
you're
that.
right, because these 400 packs were supposed to turn into like 1,500 packs of the next set, and they're not right now.
Yeah, well, because probably everybody was playing the same game.
And I've decided to stop opening these. My free ones I've been opening, but I keep opening 30 cents packs, and I'm like, I'm done with that.
Yeah,
I'm I'm just gonna let this number go up.
I've stopped opening for a while now, but I'm not even opening my wristwatchers. I just bought what I needed to buy to guarantee a six copy of the C-Rec.
I
And
might buy some of these as we near the end. Will you, for a flip? Because these will probably go over five quicker, won't they?
wristwatcher,
Yeah.
oh, they will show up. I mean, I for me the best, like for me the best deal, personally the best deal to invest in something if I want to make a good return for me is wristwatchers, and
Yeah.
I'm basically putting as much as I can into them because I believe with the scarcity and with how good actually they are.
Yeah,
I think
especially because we haven't even seen the last two airdrop cards, and that they've all been monsters. I mean,
yeah,
Oshure is ridiculous.
yeah.
Um, Kane
Yeah, aside
Haste.
from Kane, I think so
At,
far
yeah, but there's certain times where you put Kane in and he just dominates. I mean, he can be really strong sometimes.
too niche though.
You know, pretty too niche, but in that niche, super strong.
Okay, but I mean, how often do
Ancient
you?
Redwood is really niche too, though.
Yeah, it
But
is, but
this,
it's counter to have all the unbeatable so-called monsters that we
yeah,
were talking about with the True Strike and with Giant Killer, I think it had. So I mean, it,
oh, you can't
and
click
probably
on it here, huh?
piercing. Oh, I think it had piercing as well. It's like uh, it's a good counter to, for example, even the card that we're just getting now, the C-Rec. It just, and you're right, we don't even know what the other two are. But I
Yeah,
think if even if I don't think about that, even if I just see it in what we have so far as a set, as a core set, I think those cards super awesome. Based on many of them being rares, for rares they're super awesome.
yeah, yeah. The niche trend does continue with C-Rec. I don't know though. People's Guild. I think I agree with Bebeomega that blue speed buff team is strong. Like they have like two cards that are like you just use Kelia and then you use the 4 cost mage that has cleanse and speed. So then it's cleansing the self healing tank, and then you put them up to 3 speed. And then there's a few other cards that you can add in on that team. I mean, you could very easily see C-Rex on the board with like 4 speed in a non-reverse speed meta. And then you're talking like a 4 speed tank with self heal, bloodlust, and bounces back damage that's amplified. I don't know. That's not that niche to me. That's
Imagine it with a Torrance rule set.
yeah, and then also, I mean, it's gonna be in the meta when Kitty is still modern. So you could just Kitty the thing with that same team, and now it's 6 speed and can't miss. So, I mean,
And it's last on the team to hit,
yeah,
which
yeah,
more often than not will land him a kill blow, a blow kill, like yeah, a killing blow.
yeah, killing blow. So yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't call him niche. You're right. These might be an interesting investments because the burn is on. We're reaching the airdrops, and there's a good chance that they're going to go over. And now this is the one where you can buy with the DEC discount. So you're getting them for like
Yeah.
just over $4, right?
Well, I bought $1,000. I put outside money just in dollars, and the DC that I've got, I managed to get the 253 packs that I needed for the next piece. I needed 250, but I was like, why would I waste? I was thinking first of buying 228, so with the 22 to become 250, but then I'm losing like some, and I was like, okay, just 230, which comes to 253 total. So still, I paid for 250 packs, and I get DC left over from the $1,000 that I put. So it's like it cost me less than $4, and they're three something, 350, 360 on third party markets.
Yeah, and Ryan's asking how does Rebellion neutralize these powerful cards? Well, for starters, it kicks Untamed out of Modern. That's the first thing it does. So no more Kitty, no more Jotun, no more Llama, no more of any of those powerful Untamed rewards cards that you see within the ecosystem. All of that stuff disappears, and then they're gonna be theoretically the new super summoners on the block, right? Because if the current 7 cost legendaries go away from Modern, well, then Modern might get those 8 cost legendaries or 7 cost legendary summoners because Untamed has, I mean, Chaos Legion has the 6. And so what we'll
Yeah,
probably see in Rebellion,
yes.
we're going to probably see a rare 3 cost because that's going away with Untamed. You're probably going to see the what is the dual mana ones? Were they? What do you think? They'll be epics, or maybe they'll just be rare 6 cost.
The I think they might be common
Yeah, they might even be common summoners, right? But they're
because yeah, they would need to sell all the BCX. Like I'm just thinking it's not impossible to be common. Probably three mana common.
yeah. So and then they probably get the next biggest legendary summoner, and if they're going big mana in the future of the game, mostly. It could be bigger than Untamed 7. You could easily see some 8 cost boys come out to
What would
play.
you think about 10 mana legendary summoners?
Yeah, I don't know if we're there yet, unless they at the same time change the mana caps minimums. Because I don't think you want a legendary summoner that like 10 is so high. Like
Is
you
it
wouldn't
though?
be able to. You couldn't even use that in a whole bunch of modes. I mean, I don't. I can't even imagine what it would have though. I don't know. It's hard to imagine
Exactly.
without seeing
So
the abilities.
yeah, so I mean, like if it's powerful enough to be deserved of 10 mana.
I just think that's kind of meta breaking. I think it's easier to just do new 7s or maybe bump them up to 8s if you want them to be a
Or
little bit
six,
different.
maybe six.
Well, no, we already have 6. That's Chaos Legion. All the Chaos Legion legendary summoners are 6 cost.
They're not seven.
No, they're 6.
Oh,
So we
okay.
already have 6. So in an Untamed, you lose the rare 3 and the legendary 7, and Untamed does not have epic summoners.
How about the legendary 1 mana cost summoners?
And then and dice, no, dice is also 3 rare. So there's lots of 3 card rare summoners that are disappearing when modern gets moved out. When untamed, because
It
untamed will
doesn't
move
don't
out.
need that they need to reappear because we're a little bit in a different state, and at that point, like we have way more. higher mana cost matches.
Yeah, like
So just
when
because,
you look at the summoners, but then all of them. So this is who goes away when it comes to summoners, and you know they have to replace summoners, and so you have two from fire, two from. Oh wait, let me double check here and do all. I forgot I didn't buy these, so it's three from each, three,
yeah.
and more from some of them, right? Dragon has what, one, two, three, four, five summoners going away, and then every other team has three. I forgot I
Yeah,
never
but
bought
I
these
would
two
rather
because they weren't that good.
see what you have in chaos and see what will actually um, shake things up with that, because they're gone, like they're out. So
Yeah, yeah.
you don't
So
need to consider them
chaos
anymore.
chaos has 4, 6, 4, 6.
So yeah, 3 and 7 are totally options.
Yeah, three. So that's why I said you could have you can probably have threes and sevens, but we
Yeah,
were also, I think, going to get dual cost summoners, and I feel like we heard those were going to be at least six for the summoners with dual splinters. I mean,
they're probably going to be legendary though.
yeah. So maybe we already have legendary six though, so I'd be surprised to see another legendary six.
What if it's 8?
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's all speculation, but it's all fine in the game.
If it's eight, then it's gonna be interesting.
But a point I wanted to make about the Rift Watcher cards is they're not overpowered by themselves, but they are also, in most cases they're awesome utility, so they'll be always viable. There won't be need to counter them because they will be in a way always benefiting the main set. They're good fillers. They're good filler cards in my opinion, so that's what makes them really valuable. And I know that you're doing something, so you're completely not listening to me, or at least not.
No. I'm sorry. I'm listening to you. I was just looking over these again and wondering what's going away. I mean, you gotta be looking at the abilities that are disappearing from the set on Untamed. You know, when we take Chaos Legion away, right? You're losing your splash damage summoner. You're losing your True Strike summoner. And I was reading what Bajangles wrote. So he thinks the game is moving away from these super powerful summoners and moving more towards summoners that complement teams. And it looks like that's an interesting thing. They say that he's had multiple people say that like these super strong summoners were a mistake. The Jotins and the Kitty, and even Mimosa was super broken when she first came out because these other people weren't out yet, and Lamacron was like instant win for a while until they put in some counters. So it's an interesting play, but you're losing your Thorn summoner. You're learning your Divine Shield summoner. You're learning your 3 cost. You're losing both 3 cost Dragon summoners. So that's why I do think that you'll get some kind of 3 cost 1 ability summoner for each of the
Yeah,
teams.
and they should probably be common.
Yeah, I guess they don't have to be rare. They can make them common.
See, I think anything else than common compromises the price of the summoners,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it makes them easier to level up, and people need to level up only one. Like it's like not one but once. Just they can focus on certain sprinters or whatever, but it's easier to max out, and it requires less packs, and
It's
I
going to
don't
be
know.
very interesting to see what dual cost summoners we get, like what teams they allow to mix together when you're talking about Chaos Legion, because like who's going to get to mix with the healers of green, right? Because I
That,
mean they have.
that
Well, yeah, we'd love that, right? You'd love a green black, right?
yeah, I would love
Because
that. I
because
would probably play.
then your black team can start using Goblin Psychic and they lose Princess because she's untamed, but
I mean, Slacking is nothing. They have some triages as well, and yeah,
You know what we could see in Rebellion is we could see some healers coming back into the game because
especially in green.
Green is losing the princess and White is losing the shield one, the shield cleanse heal. I should know the name of that card, but it's escaping my mind right now. Somebody will tell me in the chat because I don't want to look it up right now. But they're going to lose that in Untamed, and you're also going to lose the neutral summoner, the tortoise. He's Untamed as well.
The neutral what?
The neutral healer.
Oh. Oh, definitely. Yeah, there is no other. But I mean, just I think also neutral healer in general is very overpowered.
Well, yeah, and he doesn't get the heal until
Yeah, late in the game.
yeah, till epic, till gold, I think, gold level cards. So we're gonna see. I think some of those cards get replaced because if we go out of summoners and we go to monsters, can I do abilities on this? No, huh?
You on the side maybe, yeah, on the side there is ability. Not down,
Oh
down,
yeah.
down.
So ability. We want. I should have just tank heal. So yeah, you're gonna lose Truth Speaker, Kitty, Albatross, which a lot of people don't have, but they're all going away. And then so is Tortoise
All
Teeth.
those five are going away.
Yeah. So you could see some tank heals come back into the game because Chaos Legion, these are the current tank heals.
Yeah.
And this one is the rewards card. So it's not really very many. So
No,
here's the list when you look at them like that.
and more than half are going away.
Yeah, so you're losing half. So you could see a whole new set of tank heals come.
Are we
Maybe,
happy about that? I always love those.
guys, maybe Death gets one.
No, I doubt it.
They're allowed to have a tank kill. It's happened once before, guys.
I know it had happened, but
See,
I don't
he's
think
right
it's
here.
I know, I know.
Here he is.
Don't remind me. I know. Show off alert.
This was our favorite friend ever.
Show off alert.
I absolutely
Oh, we
spent
have
the money
we have
on
Sorio.
this
We
card.
have Sorio. We have Sorio. We have some Soulbound and some Gladius cards that have heal, tank heal.
Oh, I forgot. Well, they're not included in that check.
Nah,
Why are they not included?
because
I'm on
there's
all cards.
Soulbound. I don't know.
This disagrees with you.
It can
Not in-
disagree. It can disagree as much as it wants. I just saw Sorio, like,
Well, this is a gladiator, though.
yeah, that's why I said Soulbound and Gladiators. I didn't say
Oh,
just.
well, okay. So one gladiator card.
Is it
that
one
you could-
though? Yeah.
Yeah, that's only one. I clicked on gladiators. Well, let me do. No wait. No, I have to go all cards. And then gladiators. Yeah, she's the only healer in gladiators.
Okay. Well, and a cleanse. No. It's don't get me wrong. The more healers, the merrier. I like healers.
Oh,
So.
there is some self heal, I believe.
Well,
though.
there is plenty.
But
of that.
that's not tank heal though. It's not the same thing.
Yeah,
You
it's
have
not.
to.
There is
I
plenty
mean-
of triage as well, but that's not the same thing. Neither.
Oh, how come
It is
self-
the same. It is the same thing, only Splinterforge.
Oh, it's just called heal. There's a lot of actually self healing monsters in.
Yeah, that's what I said. Plenty of them, but definitely not the same.
But that's not. Yeah. It's just not the same thing as a tank heal. Not to mention, tank heal is what makes these guys so extra good, right? When you look at it, you can add the Untamed in, And then I think this thing looks like it can have both. So see, so this is what makes this card so ridiculous is you could put these two behind him and a bunch of cleanses. And then what
And now you
makes
can put in front. And now you can put in front the C-Rec.
Yeah, no kidding, right? That's gonna be so broken for a little while.
Because you can give damage. You can give damage with the Kulu Mastermind.
Yeah, see, because you can go double heal here. You can actually go, and then if you have this card, you can actually triple heal.
And
See, and this is why Fire and Death are so weak when it comes to the heal game, and why actually I would think that they're kind of underpowered teams. They don't have a tank heal in the current meta.
But isn't it the same with the Aegir, who on top of that gets heal from one more splinter aside from just Oshnur?
Well, yeah, Aegir can be ridiculous because you can do him with Oshur, and then you can go green, and then you could play these two.
And for Aegir, even repair is a heal.
Yeah, because of this. The heals that you can put on this guy are super broken.
Yeah.
It's pretty ridiculous. The only thing is the really broken route with him doesn't have a cleanse, so if you go green, so it's better to go blue. I think if blue or white because they have cleanses.
White is usually both blue and white have additional resurrects as well. So
yeah,
it's almost always the play anyways.
Yeah, you see white more because of Truth Speaker and the 7-card resurrect Adela, but so blue can do it too.
Who also repairs, which is another heal.
Yeah, because she's like a healer and a resurrect and everything. But if white's not available, he can combo into blue, and you could do some interesting things because they have a heal repair. So this is
double heal.
Double heal on him. You have a 1-cost heal, so that's pretty impressive. And then you have the 2-cost triage cleanse or the 4-cost speed cleanse. So whatever's better for the play. So it can get kind of interesting. And also, blue has multiple triages, so you can actually play an interesting team where you put him in the last position and kind of ignore his melee attack. You taunt everything to the last position, and then you put in like 3 triages in blue.
Especially now with the C-Rect in the front.
Yeah. So that's an interesting kitty lineup. You're not allowed to attack my C-Rec because you're busy attacking my Agnor in the last position, and then I'm cleansing my tank in the front with a kitty healing it. And I'm double triage healing the Agnor who's self-healing in the back.
Yeah, see, the only problem with Aegir at the back is like a Dr. Blight that would just...
Yeah, but again, you since he's 15 mana, Blight isn't always there. Now, some people know to put him there.
There are other. What was the ability?
There's very few high-level affliction monsters. There's a couple.
Well, but there are. Yeah, there are not many, but there are.
I mean, look, she's really the only high mana one that you're going to run into, and this one, but it's scattershot, so it's not guaranteed to hit him.
Yeah.
So this one's kind of interesting. She'll hit him because of the taunt. She'll avoid hitting him possibly.
Also, but it's
these ones are probably like him is the one I think you'd worry about the most.
Yeah.
Does Mimosa get more play now because she has it? Probably not. Yeah, but like him and Blight, I guess, are your counters to Agnor in the last position.
But
only because they haven't.
Blight, you can input it in any, like even in 99 mana card, because Blight is like it can do some work.
Yeah, but I mean it can always do some work, but you know. When you're talking about a deck where you're putting Agnor and you're putting Shipwreck and you're putting all these other cards on the board, even if he lands that affliction on your last row person, I mean, if you're playing him over some of the things that you could play in that spot, it's iffy.
Oh, yeah. Every strategy has a counter, so.
Yep. Yep, it's going to be interesting. I don't know. Does that pump blight? Is he worth anything yet? I have an extra one.
Or you can just gift it to me. I'll give
Oh,
you
I
a
could just gift
level
it. I
three.
can just give you my
I
extra
can
blight.
gift you back. I can gift you back one level 3, so you don't do like
Blight
lot
shouldn't
of
work
work.
land, right? No.
No, see, you're way better off giving it to me than putting it on land, if you ask me.
I think I might be better renting it out.
Oh, okay. I
I
mean,
think that's
when
the
you look
answer.
when you put it this way, yeah, probably you are.
How much is a max level blight going for in rental?
One DC.
No, that's a level 1.
I understand.
Why
You
can't
can
you?
you can sort up by not price but by BCX on the other opposite way. Yeah.
Okay, now go for the lowest. 153 DEC a day. So 15 cents
So you're better off still
at peg.
gi- giving it to me than putting it for rent. I mean, it will be way more appreciated.
Wow, look at Brybro here renting out 3 of them. No,
Yeah.
4 of them. He's got 4 of the
He's a
maxed ones
baller.
for rent out. He's got half the market
Yeah.
on maxed out cards.
Yeah, Jangles, I have to try. I mean,
Yeah, nice try. I'm sorry, I can't give away cards because we're. Have you noticed
it's
my
okay, man.
giveaways
I
stopped?
forgive.
Is because we're in a bear market. Okay, when we get the bull market again, that's when I get kind of silly and just start giving stuff away because I'm in a good mood.
Okay,
So
I'll hold you to that. I can wait for Blight. That's
now
okay.
I don't know if I'd ever be in a good enough
Oh,
mood to give you a maxed out blight, but I might
uh,
give you this one.
every little bit helps.
Yeah,
Then I'll need
exactly. I mean
only
that
only
one
for.
that one is only worth $40. So if I was in a good mood, have I given away $40 cards before? Yeah, I've
Yeah,
done that.
you're a
I
generous
think
guy.
I think the most valuable card I gave away was the level 4 Mylor back when he was worth like I think around like $500 or something like that. So that was my big giveaway on Splinterlands TV.
Yeah.
The famed first time we broke 100 people watching was that stream.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, we're awesome.
Yeah, yeah. That was a cool little moment that we did. So I
Yeah.
think that's why the rumor was I'm the one that made them start doing giveaways to get people to watch because I proved it worked.
Oh, I thought you were saying that now we passed. Ah, come on, man. I
No,
was
no,
thinking.
no, no. Now, obviously, when they were trying to give away Biz Kitty and all those summoners, we were at like 100 every single show on Splinterlands
Hello. I'm
TV.
talking about us too. This
Oh,
stream.
us?
Join us here, over here.
Oh, yeah. If I was giving away a $600 card, we probably have a few more people here.
Oh,
No,
well.
we don't have 100 people.
Yeah, but that's what I thought. That's what you were saying, and I was like, oh, we're awesome. Then I guess we're not awesome. Oh well.
We have 12
Oh
right now.
well. 12 is still good,
I mean,
man. It's
we're
double
on the
digit.
we're at 2.5 hours, so we probably about time to wrap it up. But it's been fun just chatting about stuff tonight. Obviously, the town hall didn't have a lot of breaking news,
No,
and
you didn't have much.
yep, Alex. I would like to think that I started that trend. Oh, I need to go and look what to do with all my cards, guys.
Sure.
Yes, I'm showing off a little bit as I just look at my collection.
It's okay.
But
And I'm calling out a little bit, but it's just all with like love, friend
I
love.
know. It's a good problem to have, but it's like, what do I do with the Captain's Ghost, Bebeomega? Do I stake these level 5 Arcane
I don't
cards?
have that card, so I mean,
Do I
you know,
sell them?
my IGN is Bebeomega, so but I mean, feel free. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying like
Yeah,
if you
I
really.
think you're reminding me of a funny time. I tuned into like one of the smaller streamers back in the beginning of Splinterlands TV, and I started sending him like alpha and beta cards, like single copies I had. And as I was giving him the gifts, he was like, "I've never even seen this card," because he had only seen the newer stuff. So he had to go and look up every card I sent him. It was kind of funny. It wasn't the alphas, but it was betas and untames. And it was
Well,
funny to think that, wow, the newest players just haven't even seen some of these cards.
yeah, well, at least I have seen them, but I have like one BCX, I think, from that. From a lot of them, I have like low BCX. I mean, have it's an overstatement because I started selling off my weird cards, like cards that I have at low BCX that they cost some money and I would never max them. I was like, wild cards. I won't be maxing them, so why would I even need them? I can get some money and prepare for land. So that's what I've been doing. I've been selling quite a lot of older cards, low BCX. So and
Yeah,
also
there.
my copies of wristwatchers.
See, I have a lot of untamed rewards cards where I got to kind of like figure out what to do with like these ones
Sell
because
them off.
I have some extra copies, and it's like, would I put these onto land or do I just sell them off?
Actually, yeah, you can put them online as well.
Because I have like
But
the
but yeah, I've been raising quite a few DC by selling off the things that I know they're not any use to me at the moment, and I won't be putting additional money to make them useful for me. So I'm like, I'm better off just selling them and putting the money in land.
yeah. So I'll be figuring that out. But I think let's go ahead and say goodbye to everybody. I think it's time to start wrapping things up.
Oh, people don't go.
Yeah, yeah, I will
Okay.
say I'll answer People Guild's first question here. Given Aggie's not so subtle rebellion announcement, would you start getting rid of all your untamed now? And yeah, that's Bajingles. That's why I'm considering selling the kitty, but I wouldn't liquidate anything pre land 1.5 that's coming out unless you're liquidating to buy something because prices are low, so it makes sense to dump to buy. Um,
Price
I
alone.
don't
Yes.
or if you're just trying to, or if you're willing to say like I don't think the card will go up more than 25% and I want DEC for land, that makes sense for selling. But other than that, I
That's
wouldn't
what
I wouldn't move things until we see the a lot of these cards that are on the market start to get picked up to get put into land or taken off the market to go into land.
See, the thing is, you have probably some extra copies of wristwatcher cards that you probably would be like it would be good play to sell them in a way that
Yeah, I have been trying to sell those.
expensive. Yeah, they're having some value, and if you're maxed already, you might as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to sell. Um, no, I did the wrong thing. I'm trying to sell all of these, my extra ones, but oh, I must have something else clicked on. I was like, wait, some of those are not.
Yeah,
Like I have a bunch of these, and I am trying to sell them, but nobody's buying them for my
they
price.
will.
Let's see, what do I have mine listed at? 26.
It's a really bad place to look for that.
Well, I found it. See, I'm
Yeah.
at 26, 25, and they're currently at like 21. So I'm hoping when land, and the way that the market will pump when land comes out is because, if anyone's wondering, in theory, it's because the rental market will pump because a lot of the current cars on the rental market will go work land, and then as rental amounts go up, then people can buy the cards to rent them out because they earn a decent ROI. So then they buy up all the cheap cards, and then hopefully that gives us a little mini pump. And then if DEC and SPS go up, well, then the rewards within the game pump us even more. So that it all goes up there. So
A lot of ifs. Yeah.
oh, and you're welcome for the stream. What I can they're asking me us questions now to keep me here a little longer.
So yeah,
Would I
keep
consider selling
keep
some
on
of my
asking.
plots in 98? You know what? I have one for sale for 75. Um, but I only have that for sale as an offer to the person that bought the untamed land that I put on sale. And back in the beginning, I flipped one untamed for two because I could sell one untamed to buy two magical rare. So I sold an untamed common. No, not untamed. I'm sorry.
I was like,
Occupied.
what?
I'm
What are you
tired, guys.
talking
That's why I want
about?
to end the stream. but I sold an occupied common and bought 2 rare magicals because I thought that was a good trade when I did it. I
Definitely.
don't know that it was. I don't know if that will turn out to be a good trade. I don't think I could trade it back. I don't think I could sell those 2 and buy an occupied common at this point. Bebeomega answered your question, Alex. So now you know.
If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah. So I don't want to sell anything else besides that one. And the only reason, and like I said, that's only for that guy if he needs a grain producer within our region because he doesn't have one. I'm offering him one for $75 because he has an occupied land that I imagine he wants to put people on. And if he wants to feed those people, he's either going to have to buy grain and pay all those fees to move it in, or he can buy my common land for 75, and put food workers there.
You know
If
that's
someone wants to,
extortion, right?
if someone wants to steal it from him, then you can have one land in my territory.
You know that's extortion, right?
Hey, the only reason I'm doing that is because I was trying to buy a land to feed my magic lands that I bought in other regions, and the lowest for sale in both of those regions was $75. So I'm actually
That's your revenge. So that's your revenge.
so I'm selling mine for 75, and then I'll buy one of those. So all I'm really doing is trying to trade my plot for that plot, but unless they lower their prices, I can't lower my prices. I've been checking. They're not lowering their prices. They're $75 in those regions I'm in as well. I don't know who's selling the cheap plots. They're in some other regions. He's got his magical epic in 98. So People's Guild is in my region. Well, that's cool. Just so you know, People's Guild, if there's a good chance, Bojangles, I should call him, but I read his
You're
name.
trashing Django's? You extortioning Django's?
No. He's not. He's in 98, not my tract.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
sell my magical epic. Somebody else did. He probably got it when Gene Pool liquidated all his stuff, or
Yeah.
Bulldog sold some of his stuff. Those are the 2 people that sold of our group. But I was pointing out that you've got a good group of people there. I'm going to be pushing magic, and then we are lucky enough to have Matt in our area who's going to be pushing magic. So I think we have a good shot at being the first people to solve the Secret of Pretoria. Now, it's not going to be for like 3 years, but still, I think we're going to be first.
I think he will be first, and
Well, we're in Matt's territory. 98 is in Matt's territory. So if Matt is among the first, we will be among the first. So.
it's not region based. It's person based.
No, it's not. There's a region-based reward. It's in the white paper that each region will get a reward, and the rewards are bigger for the first region to complete it. And then but every region does get a reward when it's completed. But the first reward is the biggest, the last reward being the smallest.
Okay.
It's in there. But your share of the reward is based on how much you put into it. But if he puts a lot into it on an epic one, he should get a decent share for the first. And he'll get a decent share of the biggest reward. Yes, Matt will get most of it. He might even get half of whatever it is or more. But still, we'll get a decent amount. I don't understand exactly.
That he's saying that there is no lightning dragon on the market, so if you have extra ones, you can be selling him on whatever price.
Oh,
you choose.
I only
There is
have one alpha maxed out alpha dragon. It's my highest PP card. I don't think I would try to sell that. So okay, I'm actually going to say goodbye now, everybody. I hope you have a good night. Or morning, wherever you are, and we will be back again next week, possibly with a special guest, but I don't know. I need to confirm it. And
it's okay, people. I'll stay with you. Don't worry. I mean, we can let. No, I'm joking. Thank you all for being here, and I hope you enjoyed the conversation. And see you next week, hopefully with something more exciting to go about.
All right, bye guys.
Bye, guys.